Oh, the banner is still up, and this is how we do it. This is welcome to 1/6 Scale Man proudly presents. You know what day it is. This is Collector Lounge International. I am one of three hosts of this actual show, Leo Rockwell. And I'm so happy to have you guys here again. This is the lounge. We welcome you all in. So if you have your drinks, if you have your coffee, if you have your tea, all is welcome. It's purely conversational. So we're just going to actually sit down and discuss everything in the collecting realm, bring up certain topics that are unstructured because you know what it is. It's the lounge. It's laid back. And it's that type of day. It's Sunday afternoon now. I mean, we had, my guy Kiko, who is actually on the panel here, he actually did some yard work this morning. So I'm kind of jealous because he did the type of yard work where you could be outside with your shirt off, sweaty, you know what I mean, slow motion, mowing the lawn and stuff like that while females drive past. And we can't do that over here where we're at. It's too cold. It's just extremely too cold. But, it all is welcome. But yes. So glad to have you here. I'm going to bring on first my two co-hosts. We got, first off, my man. You already know who it is. I mean, they don't call him Killer for nothing. My man, Mr. Killer Cam, is in the building. Brother, how you doing this morning, man?
Beautiful Sunday,
this
man.
Afternoon.
Afternoon. It's chilly outside, but I mean, we getting there. So
we getting there.
I'm like, come on, man.
We're getting close.
I know you had a cold. You was getting over a cold, right?
Yeah, I'm still getting over
I'm still getting over one too, man.
Weather
is trash.
It is.
God.
It's simply trash.
So fingers crossed next week we get some warmer weather like Kiko over there and I could be outside mowing the lawn.
We can get out there and mow that
Sound
lawn,
good.
man. We'll see how that goes. I don't know. It's just taking its time. It's playing around.
Yeah.
Now, also, next guy we got up is probably the cleanest man I've ever seen. I mean, his collection is so clean. I bet you got a butler that just comes through and polishes everything in his collection right now. My man, 6-figure focus with the pint. What's going on with you, brother?
All good, man. The butler's just left. Yeah, he's gone outside to do some yard work now. Kind of looks like Michael Caine, nice guy. But I just kind of came in and I said hello to you, and I said hello to Lou, and I said hello to Kevin, and I said hello to Ben.
Yeah,
I didn't acknowledge Killer Cam, and now I feel a bit bad, like
good.
I hope that that Killer Cam is doing well, and I hope he keeps on the flannel and that beanie, because if he's got a cold, he needs to get better.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. It's this weather over here is ridiculous, bro. It's back and forth. One day it's warm, next day it's just like, I don't know what you call it. So it is what it is. So I got my horse, I got my tea, I got my water, my orange juice. So, we just gonna keep it flowing. But man, look, I'm so glad to have you here, Focus, man. And you got the flannel on. And you have a nice looking flannel, man. I'm
glad to be here
myself. You got the so good.
I just want to let everyone know as well, right? This is really important now. This is a public service announcement. If you're watching in the States, it's like noon. If you're watching here, it's 5 o'clock. I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? It's just the first beer of the week. Yeah. This is my kind of time when I have a beer or two, like, so it is an appropriate time. I've already crossed my T's and dotted my I's. I've already been to the gym and done my work. This is relaxation time.
It's relaxation time. So glad to have you here, my guy. First off, we're actually going to bring in a guy, man, my man, attention-seeking geek. He sent in basically, his information, like I told you guys to do, telling me a little bit about himself. I looked up his information, his channel. I mean, this guy, literally themed. And he's just such a cool guy, such a nice guy. My man, Ben, how are you today, man? How you doing? Now, what time is it over there where you're at right now, man?
It's the same. It's 5:10.
Oh, there you go.
On a Sunday evening. So usually I would be getting the Sunday blues right now. Yeah. But instead I'm with you guys. And it feels good. It feels good. So I've got to say though, if I mow my lawn with my shirt off, people don't whistle. They generally call for help. So I tend to avoid that. But thank you so much for having me on. Like, this is I've got to say, not in a weird way, but I've kind of been watching from the shadows. That sounds weird.
Yeah.
And I've admired a lot of the work of various people on this panel today. So thank you for welcoming in.
Oh,
I shamelessly sent you the email and asked to come on.
Don't shamelessly. Come on, man.
Thankful to be here, and I'm excited. And hello, everyone in the chat. Thanks for watching.
Man, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. So glad that you're basically here. You're amongst everyone who's just like you. We all collect. We love what we actually do, and we just love to have a conversation. So glad you can actually be here. This next guy, I mean, what do I have to say about this dude, man? Like, literally, we all love him. I mean, he's just loved throughout the community. I mean, probably one of the smoothest, laid-back cats with the best hair I've actually seen this side of North America. You know what I mean? He just did the Wookiee Chewbacca, rip your arms out the socket type of pose. But yeah, man, Kiko, bro, thank you for being here, man. Finally get you on this show, and at a reasonable time. It is at a reasonable time, brother.
Man, this has been several months in the making, but it is a happy Wrestlemania Sunday, and this is the main event, everybody. Yeah. And so this is what I'm excied for. Like I said, man, it's been a minute trying to get all of our schedules to work out, but this is my time. This is my time that works for me, man. I appreciate you having me on. I'm excited for what we're going to chat about, and just chatting with the people in the chat itself, and then obviously this tremendous panel. So I love this community, and thanks for having me, man.
Appreciate you, man. You know what? Speaking of which, we're talking about WrestleMania. Last night, I got a chance, man. Listen, 19 years in the making. I got a chance to see my man Stone Cold Steve Austin back in effect. Yo, literally, here's the thing. People out there in the chat, because I don't really talk about it much. And I'm not even a low-key, I'm not going to say I'm a low-key wrestling fan. I am a huge wrestling fan. I've been following wrestling since the WWF, WCW, and basically world class, everything since way back in the day. I'm talking about, I go as far back as the British Bulldogs, Macho Man Randy Savage. I go back as far as Tony Atlas, Junkyard Dog. I'm talking about way back, Legion of Doom, like straight up. I go so far. The Hart Foundation. I go back so far. You know what I mean? I'm talking about as far as when WWF actually had a cartoon on Sunday mornings. That's what I'm talking about. That's how far I go back. So I have been a wrestling fan for so long. And just to see that it's sustainable. This is something that's been going on throughout history, and it's entertainment. Like, we still watch it, but it's like your heart still races, even though a lot of us will say, look, say it's fake if you want to. A lot of them stunts and stuff that they pull off is hard, and you can't do it. Do it. And I love it. So yes, it is a beautiful, beautiful WrestleMania Sunday. I was happy that we got 2 days of it, bro. We got it yesterday, like last night, and then we get it today. And last night was an event in its own. Tonight is just going to push the boundaries. And I'm like, yo, I'm overwhelmed to the point where I don't even want to stream tonight. I know who I got to stream with, but I'm like, I don't even want to go on. I literally don't. I'm trying to find excuses. I'm sick. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. I got a TV behind me right here. I can watch that while we stream, and I'm not the host, so I don't have to worry about it. So, you know what I mean? I can just do what it does. I can do what
just going to see you on the stream, like going.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. That's the point. That's the point. And then, you know what? They can't say nothing to me because it just happens that way. Come on, you invited me on. You knew what you were getting. You know it's WrestleMania Sunday, and it's an event. So don't take that moment away from me. I will be watching at 6 o'clock. Let's go. Anyway, guys, so glad to have everybody out there in the chat with us today. I mean, come on, man. We're just 5 guys who just love to collect and talk about it, and keep it positive. Again, it's a positive community. We want to actually push the positive needle forward, and this is what we do. So again, as long as you keep it positive, we'll keep it positive with you. So let me actually address the chat real quick. We got the Ben K, my guys in the building. We got Killer Cam out there as always. We got Shiny XX Magical 99 is in the building. Thank you for coming through. H Green 1313, my guy H Green, man, with the amazing photos. We got 16 Figure Focus out there. We got Bob Dylan, who made his first appearance live yesterday on Big Brother's channel. So if you want to, you got to check that out, because I mean, that's the first time we've seen Bob step out. It's like he stepped from behind the piano and just said, you know what, let me do my thing. So Bob Dylan, thank you.
Rumor has it he's out blind shopping for flannel and beanies. I'm just saying that's a vicious rumor going around.
One of these days, we'll get him on. One of these days. We got Pablo Mesa in the building. We got Mug Womp in the building. Thank you for being here. Tyria is in the building. We got OG fan when Star Wars was just Star Wars. You know what? I'm so glad you're here because that's pretty much one of our first topics. Philip the Fool is actually in the building. We got the Gunslinger here. Balika Mabane. We got Collectible Chats. We got Renz Talentino. Artist Supreme is in the building. Thank you for coming through. We got here. Let's see who else we got. You know, Kiko's floating around in there too. So, you know, he got to float out and make his presence.
I love chatting with people. I've always said is that on my videos, on my page, anything. If you comment, unless it's hateful, you know, most likely I'm going to comment back because I love engaging with y'all. So yeah, send that stuff. Hit me with those mentions. I love hanging out with y'all.
Yeah, definitely. Come on, man. Hit me with the mentions and let's just have it. You know, come on, man. It's Kiko. You know, he likes to conversate. We all do. We want to talk. We want to see how you're doing. We want to share the love with y'all, and that's what it's all about. So, thank you guys for actually being on board. We got Brandon Salad in the building. And if every time I say your name, Salad, you and cold pizza make me hungry, man. Like literally, y'all do. We got the Randy Pose in the building, 6 scale lover. Who else we got in here? We got AG Agrusa in the building. Darth Drez is here. DT Artman is in the building. Who else we got? Let's see here. Hydra Collective is in the building. Windman 42 is here. Thank you for being here, brother. Who else we got? And Loco Lou, who will be back with us briefly. He's actually having some lunch right now with his family. But we will see him pretty soon. So fellas, let's just kind of dive on in. let's just have a conversation. There's a lot that actually took place this week. A lot of stuff that we actually saw this week. Things that we didn't expect, things that I'm like, okay, wow, like they really did it. Things that kind of will reconfirm the simple fact that, you know, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I've actually was wrong about a couple of things, but who knows? It's still up for debate. We'll actually see. But the first thing that I want to discuss, an OG fan when Star Wars was, you know, just Star Wars, I kind of want to, you know, get you involved on this discussion too, because it's highly debatable. Now, me, myself, mind you, I know I'm a Star Wars fan. Kiko, you're a Star Wars fan, right? Attention Seeking Geek, you're a Star Wars fan, right? Right. Indeed. 16 Figure Focus, you're a Star Wars fan too, right?
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Star what?
And Cam, you're a Star Wars fan, but you're not a Star Wars collector.
I'm not a collector, but I appreciate it 100%. Definitely.
I'm not a co-op.
Yeah. So here's what I want to bring up, right? I want to bring this up first, okay? Because this is something that's been debated. I've seen through chat, different shows, and whatnot. And that's this figure here. Okay, so we got the Darth Maul, who was released last week. And made available. It wasn't one of those things where we had to kind of wait a long period of time like we had for Ahsoka, which, come on, man, that was almost exhausting, excruciating as well. But we got this figure, it was released, but it didn't come without a bit of controversy and scrutiny. Number one was a lot of people didn't like the simple fact that we got which seems to be a rehashed version of the Solo Maul figure that we got with the head sculpt. And then there was complaints about the body type, about the neck on the figure. I mean, there's so many different things that were floating around. Now, me, myself, I always say this, that you can't really decide what it looks like until you get it in hand. Because again, we're looking at photos, we're looking at an interpretation from an artist or a photographer. When you get it in hand, you might see something totally different. We know this. But even still, with us knowing this, it still creates a bit of an actual argument, a back and forth. People, not an argument, but just basically differences of opinions. And I think that it's, you know, we have to remember that, like with these things, we got to kind of wait until we get them in hand. Kiko, I'm gonna start with you first, brother. Because, and mind you, everybody out there, if you haven't gone to Kiko's page and looked at his photos, that's the Hot Toys. You have some incredible photographers out here in the community that you need to hire like literally need to hire, because they will bring your shit to life. I know I wasn't supposed to cuss. Please forgive me. But will bring your stuff to life. So please, like, remember these things. You got some really talented artists, photographers out here. Kiko, from a photographer's perspective, when you see these photos, we can appreciate the attempt, but do you also see where they could have done this a bit better and maybe gave us something a bit more, I'm not going to say like presentable, to whereas it wouldn't be, or do you think it was just, hey, the photographer had to do what he had to do with what was given? What do you think?
It comes down to a idea of philosophy and what you, as a photographer, think it needs to be interpreted as. Just this photo itself, and I'm not being critical of them by any means, because each person has their own style. Each person has their own technique and the way they like to do things. But, and I know that also with blogger photos, you have to kind of capture the entire figure in all aspects, you know, multiple angles, multiple outfits, poses, things like that. And so it's a tall task for sure. I think I've talked to some people that actually are Hot Toys bloggers. And I think you have to submit at least 12 to 15 actual photos of the figure itself. So with that being said, is, you know, as a photographer myself, you sometimes get a little bit, okay, now what type of feel, you know, you can only pose them so many different ways to where it looks unique. Now with this figure, you have a lot of options, because you have the shirtless pick, you have the hood pick, and you have the normal pick. So there's 3 right there. And if you want to do a couple different versions of each, you could. And I think everyone's understood that the shirtless version is probably not the best version of this figure by any means. It's a kind of a weak body, weak screen printing, whatever they did on that. But this one is the idea, if you're talking photography, the picture you have right up now, that's the idea you want to go for when you're looking at pictures. Because if you go back to the last one, red on red does not work real well, if you ask me. And I feel like you should know that as a photographer, that he's got a red blade, he's red himself, and then on a red background, it's not flattering, essentially. You know, it's kind of the contrast you go for. And I understand everyone's got their own ideas on how they want to do things. But for me, I would have put this in, I want to capitalize on the figure being red, not that he's in red, if that makes any sense. So even when I do shoot pictures of Maul and I know that I'm going to be having his red lightsaber in it, I have to do it strategically to where it's not going to get washed out. And I think a few of the blogger photos did suffer from that. I was not very positive when it came to some of the KX droids. I thought those pictures were really, really weak. They looked very hard to digest, because also when you take a photo is that you need to be, you know, cognizant of the backgrounds. And if it's too busy, then you lose the figure. And so one of the things I do, and it's just my opinions and my way I take pictures, but I always try to have the background be not distracting at all. And I think like some of these are a little too distracting, and they're trying to be a little too cinematic, and opinions, obviously, by all means. But I think that when you do that, it really takes away from the figure. And I saw Dante's pictures on, because he recently just did a review of this figure, and I was like, okay, I can see that people don't like the shirtless version, but if you have the hood on and the lighting's right, especially it was up against like a gray background and such, that skin tone, that red skin tone is really popping off the page. But these backgrounds are just too wild. And if you look at the lighting even on the face of this one, it's not complimentary, you know, it's not natural. And I understand that, you know, you as the photographer, you have every opportunity to make it as flattering as you want to. I mean, you're like, well, that's not the way it is in real life. Well, this isn't real life. It's you creating the photo. And so if you want to make it look good, then jump in there and do those things. But that's just my opinion. I don't think that it's getting as fair shake as it should. I think it's a good figure. Me personally, and I said this on Will's show this week, is that I'm not planning on using this head sculpt at all. I do want the DX16 version, because I feel like that younger look fits this version more. So, I mean, mine's on my way. I can't wait to put the DX16 head on it and take some pictures. And you guys let me know how that when they come out, what you all think and whether or not they're worthwhile. So I think once this is in people's hands a little bit more, they'll be like, okay, this is a cool figure. It's posable. A few nuanced things, but I've always said, and I'm sorry for rambling a little bit too much here.
No, go ahead.
You think I've had a lot to drink already, because I ramble when I drink.
Go ahead,
but I haven't. But all that to say is that I think a lot of people will come around on this figure, and the people that complain the most always are the ones who are never going to get it in the first place. They always do. The loudest speakers are never going to get the figures, and it's just kind of like it's what they get off to, I think, just being critical of creators and things, and they're always just so unhappy. And what a terrible way to live, always being so unhappy. But those are my initial thoughts.
Nah, and see here, and because you brought up an interesting point about the background being busy. You know what I mean? Now, when we look at this, and it's just a plain gray background, I think when I look at this, it complements the figure more because your attention is drawn into the figure, in the detail of that figure. Whereas you don't have a busy background, you can, I can really focus in on, just the motion itself. Just the narrative or the story that's being told within the figure right now, how menacing he is. I can see that here. Whereas, like you said, you're right. The background before, even though they wanted to keep it more, cinematic, they wanted to actually kind of bring us into the Clone Wars world with this figure. You're trying to look, okay, is that the right background? Was he in that background? Was that the scene that he was in? You're focused on that and less on the detail of the figure.
Yeah, and you're one of the things that I've always appreciated. I mean, you're a comic book guy,
yes.
You know comic book panels and the way they work and how they're framed. And one thing that people loved about Zack Snyder and his vision is the way that he frames his shots to look like comic book panels, to where the characters are the main feature. Yeah. And if you think about imagery and you look at comic book panels, 99% of the time, the background is not the point. It's the character and the storytelling and the things that are going on. The background is just complementary to the thing. I want to see a picture of Maul. I don't care that he's on Mandalore. I don't care that he's in the throne room. I want to see the photo itself. So those are my opinions on it. But, if you're a photographer out there or a toy photographer, because that's how I kind of got into this community was toy photography think about that it doesn't matter the setting. You're photographing the toy, not the environment. And so always keep that in mind.
Yeah, definitely, bro. And you're right, man. I mean, it's the thing is we want that focus to be on just the figure itself and less, focus on the background. Real quick before I actually move on to you, Ben, we got Mugwump in here who has actually just become a new member, man. Thank you for becoming that, bro. I appreciate that. So glad to actually have you here today. And then we also got Blurred Dad, who just became a new member as well, man. Thank you so much. Who both have actually become members of the channel. And thank you for that. We do got some good things coming. So thank you both for being here. Ben, real quick to you, my man. And like I said, you're also a fan, a Star Wars fan as well. What is your take on this figure? Is this something that you're going to actually get?
Well, it's interesting as well, like you're saying about backgrounds and stuff. Like I was thinking to myself as you were talking then, Kiko, school photos. You don't have explosions in the background of a school photo, do you? Because you want to focus on the kid. So yeah, there you go. That's the way forward. Look, I want to be clear. I am a newbie, okay? Like I'm here today to represent the new kind of collectors of the 1/6 scale world. So I don't have huge amounts of kind of experience or knowledge or anything like that. So don't judge me if I say something.
Oh no, this is a no judgment zone, period, bro. So basically what you say, it's all about your opinion. It's a safe space, so we don't judge. You do your thing.
Okay. So I'm desperate for a Maul, and obviously because I'm late to the game, it's like now for me that kind of original Maul is unachievable. So I'm in a situation where this realistically is the only kind of Maul that is kind of within reach. And as I've kind of looked at it over the last week or so, like it's not perfect. I think it's such a shame that they kind of got elements of that body wrong and kind of didn't kind of go for the seamless option, because I think if people were happy with that body, so many people would have opted to have it displayed shirtless. Like if they had got that right. It's got hair apparently on it.
Yeah, it's the old Wolverine body.
It's got a hairy chest.
Yeah, it's got a hairy chest.
Wow.
No way.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I saw some
like
specs in there, but
that's
crazy.
Waxes. We all know that it's canon. So I don't know, and I'm not
very nicely.
Oh, there you do see it. You see it right here.
See it.
As a matter of fact, I did not notice
hilarious.
that. Yeah. I did not notice that at all. Let me bring that in real quick. Like, yo, like literally you do see it. Wow.
And also, so like, you know, you look at that expression and I think it does work from certain angles and stuff, but other angles, if anything, it looks like he's getting waxed as we speak with that expression. That, you know, like it's I don't know. Yeah, I find it off-putting from certain angles. But as I said, you know, for a new collector, someone who is passionate about Star Wars, loves Darth Maul, this is kind of the only option. So I potentially will look to maybe pick one up and get that older head sculpt. But then I think the coloring's slightly different on that older head sculpt. So you know, it's a tricky decision to make, really. I mean, that's a great shot there with the hood up and things. So
I tell you what, man, is that next week when I have mine, I'm going to throw the DX16 head on there, take the real shot, and then you decide what you think you want to do. Because I promise you, I really think that it's the DX16, either the snarling face or just like the flat face, you know, the one from Phantom Menace. And if you can just find that maybe the head sculpt itself separately, because it's all magnetic, they just all three of them come out, that's a great feature. I love that. Just swap out those heads for the one that you want, and it's good because they all three have the parallel eye system. All of them are magnetic, and get the one that really fits for you. But I think that if you get the right head sculpt on this, it's a winner of the figure.
Yeah, definitely. And here's the thing: is like I'm wondering because I think that I'm going to actually have to add my own light up feature inside of this sarcophagus. I believe, I'm not really sure, but we'll see how that goes. But it looks great. This right here was a feature in itself for me, and one of the reasons why I wanted to get it. So yeah, but now thank you for that, man. Like, I mean, literally, you know, you do point out because if you look at it, it is look, they could have gone especially if the problem is with a seamless body and the paint, that's when it becomes a problem, because you can't really capture the tattooed look on a seamless body. It would be hard to, I think, you know, from a production standpoint, it would also be more expensive for them. So they did go this route. So I understand it. I think that they just should have chose a different body for it. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's Captain America skinny there. Like,
yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. This is before he got the super soldier serum.
Yeah,
definitely. But yeah, I mean, but still, see this one right here. I love this one. This one I love. Because, like, you know, Kiko said, you're not seeing the red on red. You have the black hood. The background is there, but the focus is on the figure because he looks menacing right here. You know what I mean? So this is a good job. I mean, and then on top of that, season 7 of the Clone Wars, where this is actually inspired from, he never took his shirt off. So, you know what I mean? I just think, you know, they wanted to take an opportunity to kind of show you. So it is what it is, though. I welcome the attempt and I appreciate it. So definitely. Anyway, my man, Cam, let's go to you first, Cam. What do you think about this figure, bro?
I mean, all right. So, you know, I'm a Marvel collector only. But I definitely appreciate it. And I think, new nickname, by the way, ASG is going to be your new nickname, bro.
ASG?
Yeah. Attention seeking geek. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
ASG. There you go.
It's cool,
ASG.
But it's also lazy.
Oh yeah, sorry, man. Sorry. I was like
calling him out.
I was like, like, man, that's long. That's long-winded. I gotta say that every time. Damn it.
Just say Ben. Just say Ben.
All right, there you go. Okay, all right, cool. We'll go with Ben. Okay,
that's my day name.
Your daytime name. Okay, and then you at night, boom, ASG. Okay, got it. So yeah, like Ben was saying, you know, like he's a collector and he collects Star Wars. So you know, I think this is a great opportunity for a lot of people that missed, you know, the whole train of being able to get Maul previously with the other figures. It's a great opportunity for them to get it and at least have a Maul in their collection, you know. Whether the head sculpt is exactly what they want or they can swap it out is a great feature as well that Kiko was talking about as well. So for me, I probably won't be getting it until I finish Clone Wars and move into Rebels. And then you guys probably got me into a trap and I'll be on here with yeah. And then I'll have like 1 million battalion troopers in my house probably. So it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be pretty bad. But yeah, I think it's a great figure. Not for me, but whoever gets it, this is a great opportunity for them, I think, for sure.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely, bro. And I see that. And the thing is, we Kiko, we talk about this all the time. And and you've always, inspired this, is that, don't collect things that you don't want, and don't feel pressured by individuals, like even us. Don't feel pressured by us to get things that you don't have a connection to. Like, don't do that. You know what I mean? You just...
Yeah, man. And I haven't told that, to Will, and I think you were in there when we were chatting about that this week, is that this is not a cheap game by any means. It's a patience game as well, trying to find the right deals and things like that.
Yeah.
But, a collection should be a representation of you, not of somebody else. And I'll keep preaching this to the end of my days. Is I love this little thing, is that don't go broke trying to impress people that are broke, that you aren't broke. That's the whole point. It's like, don't go out there and try to get clout and free social media points. No one cares, because at the end of the day, no one cares. Everything on the internet is fake. Everything on social media does not exist. Right. This is about as genuine as you can get. Are these panels, with people just chatting and such. What you see on
Neil.
Facebook, not real, right?
Yeah. It's just in us being real, and our differences of opinions when it comes to like certain figures. That's how you'll gauge, is because you'll get more of an understanding of where people sit as far as their collections. It's not that we're getting on here putting up videos telling you to do it. You know what I mean? And by no means do I think any content creator, I don't think they do that. I think they basically tell from their opinion. If they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. So, yeah. But yeah, thank you for that, Kiko. 1 6-figure focus, my guy, man. Like, what's your take on this piece, brother?
First of all, I was listening to Kiko talking there. I thought it was like he went full on philosophical Alan Watts.
Dude, you never know what you're going to get with me, man.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, like, I suppose it's just like collect the stuff that you like, and there's no point in like just showing off. If it's just ridiculous if you're trying to keep up with people. Like, it is an expensive game. You buy what you want to buy. Like, so I have no interest in this. I'm surprised Lael didn't just go, "This is what you're going to say, isn't it?" and actually told me what I was going to say, because he probably knows.
Hey, you're taking on the shape of Wild Card Willie, so right. Look, I mean, you never know.
Yeah, look, I don't collect Clone Wars, but sometimes you do see a Clone Wars figure that you're like, oh man, maybe I do collect Clone Wars. Like Ahsoka, you know what I mean? But I was like, no, I'm not getting Ahsoka. I'm not collecting Clone Wars. I'm staying in my lane. I'm going for the Rosario Dawson. But this one here, I don't have any interest in it. It's not just because I don't collect Clone Wars. It's because I just, out of the 3 Mauls released, I think it's my least favorite one. If I had to pick one, I'd be picking the DX17. Is that the DX17, the episode 1?
Yeah.
Because that's my representation of Maul. Like, I'm not a fan of Clone Wars. I'm not a fan of Solo. Like, but at the same time, I'm not going to go on Facebook and have a little rant about it, because there's probably people out here who love Clone Wars, who love this figure. And, who might it? Like, but at the same time, if I do say I think the neck's too long, or if I think it looks too skinny or whatever, that shouldn't elicit any form of an emotional response from someone. It's just an opinion. Like Anthony's in the chat right now. I'll give you a perfect example. And Anthony is not a fan of the Dark Knight trilogy. He hasn't even seen the 3rd one. And that's like mind-boggling to me. But that's Anthony's opinion. Like, it doesn't, he's not saying it to get a rise out of anyone. It's just like, that's his opinion, because there's things that probably Anthony will like that, I won't like, and vice versa. And that's just, the way it should be. But I'm not going to go, it's, I suppose, like, coming back to Kiko's point about a lot of the time, the most vocal people are people that never going to get it anyway, which there is a bit of that. Like, me personally, it just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
And I agree. The ultimate is having it in hand. I get that. Then second, that would be like really good video footage and like a good review, and where everyone goes through it at different angles. And then after that, then there's be like the photos at a base level. But yeah, it just doesn't do anything for me, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel you, brother.
But I'm happy for people out there who like it.
Just out of interest, Lau, would you have preferred this to have come out as part of the Sideshow animated style, rather than this style?
I think, and here's the thing, you know what? And you raise a really great question. A really good question. You do raise that, because we're going to kind of jump into that a little bit later on as well. But I think they're still going to do that. I think we'll possibly see, because they are introducing, their, animated version of the Clone Wars. And if they release it here's the thing, and I'm like, is Star Wars is not. I don't even want to say it's my guilty pleasure. I'm always attracted to the lore. Always have been since I was a kid. So if they do decide to release this, within that realm, I'll probably get it. You know what I mean? And I think it'd be more welcomed amongst individuals because they'll recognize it more so from the Clone Wars animated series. But that's only for those who are fans, because remember, when they introduced the Clone Wars line from Hot Toys, a lot of people, one of the biggest questions were, why aren't they going the animated route? When they were introduced Ahsoka, why don't we get the animated Ahsoka? That was always the question. You know what I mean? Now Sideshow's deciding that they want to kind of jump into that realm because, I mean, of course, we all know they're not good at, photorealism. They're not good at actually giving us, head sculpts based off of an actual character. You know what I mean? So they're going to stick within that realm. And that's cool. If they release this as an animated figure, then yes, I'll probably jump in and get it. Just, not even as a comparison. It's because I'm already getting the Obi-Wan. I'm already getting the Anakin. I'm already getting that Yoda that we'll talk about later on. So yes, I would like to complete that line because I'm a fan of Clone Wars. I think that the significance of Clone Wars and the best part about it was we got a chance to see each of these characters more fleshed out to the point that we developed more relationships with them because they were more humanized. We got a chance to see the struggle. You also got to see Maul's intentions, why he was who he was, why he hated the Empire and basically Palpatine so much, what he was driven by, his loss, of his brother, and everything. And again, like I said, if you haven't watched it, you'll see it. I don't want to jump too deep into it, but you also knew his intentions and were his agenda. And I think that's how and why it was well done. And I enjoy the Clone Wars. I mean, without the Clone Wars, we wouldn't have gotten Ahsoka, Bo-Katan, Praz Vizsla. We wouldn't have got none of them. You know what I mean? So now we do have a chance to see these characters. So yeah, I think I would if they did do it as an animated version. I'll definitely get it. I know it's a long-winded answer, but yes, I would actually get it and keep it within that spectrum. So good question. I'm glad you asked that, man. My man, Loco, what's up, brother? And mind you, this is not Figure Flex Friday, bro. So I just wanted to let you know that. Again, you know the rules. What about this figure, man? Let's talk about this figure, bro. What you think, man?
Well, you know something, brother. Let me stop. For real. Thank you for having me again.
Yeah.
This figure here is an absolute due for me because I missed the boat. I came late into the game, and I see what Hot Toys was trying to do is pretty much what they were trying to do with the Ahsoka. When you look at the Ahsoka and compare the Mandalorian version and this version, they're very different, and you can see it in the eyes. They gave us that animated, big, exaggerated eyes, and it looks great with the sculpt. It doesn't look out of place. And they were trying to do the same thing with this figure here. They gave us an elongated neck to kind of represent that slenderness, and he is very skinny when you take off the robe and you just have his brace that goes around his belt, and it kind of looks out of place. It doesn't give us that animated representation, but you got to remember that animated representation is very stylized and everyone there is drawn very slender. So to give us a kind of a hodgepodge is what Hot Toys was going for, and I think it's a good thing that they didn't go seamless due to the fact that you want to pose this figure and maybe keep it in a dynamic pose over long periods of time, unlike your Venom, your Hellboy, and even Venompool. Your seamless figures, they tell you not to keep it bent for a long period of time. Why? Because of a long exposure to what you would call it, stress is going to lead to damage to the figure. So this is a way to kind of like, all right, let's go backwards, just so that way we can give you something that you can actually play with, have some fun with, and pose up on your shelf and leave posed up. Some people complain, oh, why didn't we get double jointed figures? Let me know which double jointed figures do you own that you have that have exposed arms that you can actually see. And it's pleasing to your eye.
I love how it's kind of like like I said, I'm not sure what the rating is on this podcast. It's a darned if you do, darned if you don't type of situation. And everyone always says, well, at this point, it should just be standard that Hot Toys includes multiple arms for those that want to pose, those that want seamless. I was like, and then if you did that, great. But then you have the people saying, I can't believe the price. Why in the world is it this much expensive now? It's like, you can't win. You're going to have the people that are mad that you don't have the things included. And then if they do, you'll be mad and complaining that it's at a certain price point. And they're like, it's unobtainable. Oh, okay, I understand inflation, but this is just ridiculous. They're just trying to take advantage of the consumer. As I said, everyone always complains about everything.
Can't satisfy everybody. That's what it boils down to. A lot of people want to be satisfied and look for things to complain about. That's what we're at. We're at this point where in society, even in our small community, looking for things to nitpick about. Granted, we do pay an exorbitant amount of money for these collectibles, but this is where you speak with your wallet more so than you speak with your words. Granted, we would love more transparency, right? But we got to remember this is a Hong Kong-based company. They're not going to, be open to the American market or any other market for that matter. And we just got to speak with our wallets. For me, I will get this because it is the cheaper alternative for me, but I'm going to wait until it hits like those bargain bins because I'm going to start strategizing to get these figures cheaper rather than pay top dollar for it, unless I know for sure that I want it with the extra accessories, if it has an exclusive piece or if it's a limited run or something like that. Like then I'll pull the trigger on that. But if I know I could bargain bin these guys and just play the waiting game and just keep my eye on it, then I'll get it for certain prices. Like Leo knows what I'm talking about. I know Figure Focus knows what I'm talking about. Cam knows what I'm talking about.
No loyalty, man. No loyalty.
But Kiko over here getting some very grail status type gems out there in his neck of the woods, which I need a hookup later. So I'm gonna hit you up later. But in all aspects, to me, it's all of the beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and in the collection game is no different.
Yeah. Definitely, bro. Appreciate that, man. And I'm glad you said that because again, like I said, it is vote. I mean, you and Kiko preach the same thing. You know what I mean? Vote with your wallet. You know what I mean? If you don't want it, don't get it. You know what I mean? Plain and simple. Don't get it. Here's the thing. What's the like Kiko? You stress.
Well, that makes too much. That makes too much sense. You can't be saying stuff like that.
It makes way too much sense, but it kills me because it's like, okay, if you're complaining, you already know you're not getting this piece. So why even vocalize it if you know you're not? So is it you're kind of convincing or trying to convince yourself not to get it, or you want us to know that no, I'm not getting it, so we don't? Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It's for the fake internet points. That's what it's all about. If you voice it and you get people to engage with you, hell, if you get a moderator on a page to engage with you, you've really hit the big time at that point. If you can get people fighting, that's what matters to you.
It is, man. It is crazy. Yeah, go ahead, Focus.
Sorry, I just I do think it's perfectly acceptable to not like something.
Yeah, it is definitely.
But it's how you, especially we are all fully grown men. It's but like who collect toys, but it's perfectly acceptable to not like something. Just go, nah, it's not my cup of tea, or I don't particularly like the head sculpt. Therefore, like as you say, vote for your wallet. But to go on like a childish rant about it and onto the internet, it's just, I don't know, it's a bit embarrassing when I read those posts, to be honest, personally.
But the thing is, and here's the thing, I welcome a respectful conversation when you say, I appreciate what they did, but it's just not for me. It's not something I would actually get. I don't really like the figure from this particular aspect. It doesn't fit with my collection. That I get. When you're like, yo, this is a piece of shit, and I don't know why you're collecting this, and damn, like, y'all crazy. Okay, go ahead and get it, or spend your money on a piece of trash. That person may like it. Like, literally, they like it for them. They're not telling you that you know what I mean, that, what I mean, that I don't fault you for not liking something, and I don't want you to think that I do, but if I like it, it doesn't have to change your mind. You know what I mean? Like, so, and that's not my intent. So
it's not competition. Like and like, look, negative people are everywhere. And it doesn't matter if it's collecting or politics or business or whatever. there'll always be that kind of, just naturally negative people. Like, so you kind of just have to just brush it off and just kind of
keep it
do you know
moving.
the Doc Ock? I'll give you a perfect example. I was really excited about that. And then I saw the head sculpt and I did a video on it. And I was like, yeah, this doesn't look like what I remember him look like in the film. I'm really hoping they'll change it. And like, I'm pretty sure I saw JC Hong's post.
Yeah, he did.
About changing it before I saw the actual images. So I was like, oh, that's nice of him. He came out and he went, look, guys, because that's his work. So he doesn't want to go, he's not putting his seal of approval. He's like, maybe they rushed it out or whatever. But like, I didn't like get emotional about it. It was just like, they're toys. It was like, yeah, the thing, it looks super apart from the head sculpt. I really hope they improve it. And if they do, they'll get my money.
Yeah, I think the reason for him posting stuff like that, like there's more to come, it's not the finished product, is because what happened with the Tony Stank situation where people were actually doing death threats, which in my book is not cool. You is no tough guy, keyboard warrior, saying a bunch of smack on the internet. I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Okay, this is figures. These are toys. This is plastic. You want to speak up? Speak with your wallet. And that's what we're preaching. We speak with your wallet. Yeah. But there's one thing I can say about this figure, though, that I think is a strong fault, is that they didn't give us an additional head sculpt, at least one with gritting teeth or something.
Yeah, because, like they did with the DX, because that's what they gave us with the DX. They gave us 2 head sculpts, and which kind of works. From this aspect, like Kiko said, we can swap out the head sculpt and put something else on that's, more presentable. You have options now. You have the younger version that you can actually go with, which it would have made sense, especially with Clone Wars. You know what I mean? So again, it is what it is. Real quick though, we have a super chat out here from 6 Scale Mafia. Get out, Cam. It's a trap. He says, "Yo,
it's been a pleasure meeting you guys, man."
We have $2 super chat by Bob Dylan. Respect to Kiko. No mo FOMO. Dopo. Be loco, yo.
You already know, yo.
I always knew Bob Dylan's flow is sick. Like that
is a lot. That is a mouthful. Yeah. Superhero display. Hell, Knights of the display case, man. Thank you for coming through with that, bro. We definitely appreciate it. And again, here's the thing. Now I'll bring up this next topic real quick. So we talked about this before. We talk about how voting with our wallet is a thing, but also let's talk about how being vocal about certain things will more than likely spawn opportunities for Hot Toys to say, okay, well, wow, there really is a community for this and people really, really want this piece. And now we are seeing it more so now coming to fruition. And one that I think a lot of people that are Marvel fans are going to be excited about and have been excited about, because now we know that they're expanding their horizon and we're going to get, more things from it. And that's the simple fact that they teased this Electro. This is a piece. And I'm gonna start with you, Killer Cam, because I know you are a Marvel fan,
bro.
And I know that we had conversations behind the scenes, just like me. And it's like, one of the biggest things that we wanted to see was an Electro, and was wondering, would we get an Electro? Now, what gave me hope was the simple fact that we did get, an Electro from the Amazing Spider-Man 2. So I was like, okay, there's a possibility, but he was blue, so that could have been, gone so many different ways. Right. But we see here that we will basically get Electro, and it will have that Jamie Foxx head sculpt. What did you think? Do you think that this is basically a step in a positive direction for Hot Toys?
Yeah, for sure. I am so excited to see how they expand on creating more villains. Because we have so many of the superheroes, but I just feel like they miss that point or that spot, to create more villains. Just like, let's see, for example, Vulture, right? So they were going to make Vulture, but then it never happened. So we just never got it. They sat there and they gave us what we thought was the figure coming out, but it just got held up. It never came out, I do that constantly with a lot of other figures, of course, like Mantis, and a few others, but I'm super excited about this one. And I feel like the build of this one is so identical to Whiplash that this shouldn't be a hard figure for them to bring out at all, just the way you look at these cables connected together. But I hope they add on more light aspects to it,
Yeah.
But I'm excited.
And it looks like they're giving us that, because if you look at the head sculpt and you look at the effects, it looks like we might actually get that crown effect for Electro.
Yeah. I'm hoping that's what it comes to, honestly. I mean, I'm very hopeful that the rest of the electric effects do light up, but I'm not holding my breath, you know? I mean, because I think getting this figure in itself, even if it doesn't have all that extra to it, I think it's a great piece to add to a collection for sure, you know?
Yeah.
Because I don't think there are many figures of color. So I feel like still it's a step in a good direction, you know, I think. So
yes, it is.
I think they're doing a great job. So
and I honestly, I think they heard me.
I'm telling you, they're listening to you, man, because
the creators, bro, they watch this. I mean, they do, and they know we talk. And the thing is, if it takes me and everybody else going on a rant about it, then I'm gonna continue to do it, because I think it needs to be more, and there's a market for it. Just because it doesn't sell within your market doesn't mean it's not a space and opportunity over here in the North American region. You know what I mean? So just come on, it just makes so much sense. Kiko, what do you think about this? Like, because we, I remember we talked about, getting more representation in collecting, but now we're starting to actually see this. And then on top of that, like, just not really knowing that we would get this particular figure, you know what I mean? Because it had only announced 2, which we know in the very beginning was Doc Ock and the Green Goblin. But then to see this, it's like, okay. Myself, I felt as though I needed to kind of walk back my statements a little bit and say, okay, I'm gonna give you a chance. Prove me wrong. And I think they're starting to do that now. What you think?
Yeah, it's definitely a step in the right direction. I know this is what a lot of people have been clamoring for. And one of the big faults of Hot Toys is that they don't pursue the villains, outside of outside of a Darth Vader or a Stormtrooper. They've never done any of like, okay, here's a movie, here's your hero. Okay, well, who is their anti-hero, or who is the villain? Who do they oppose? They never give us that. I think once they started with Mysterio, and I think it sold well, and they're like, okay, well, I guess people do want some villains. Then we got Venom, and then we got Goblin. Then you got, it started the ball rolling in the right way. This is exciting. But I am going to be a little bit negative for just a quick second.
Go ahead, let's go.
If you're looking at this figure, what jumps out to you? To me, joints. Well, not just the joints. It's got the Peacemaker body. I mean, we'll figure that out. But if I'm looking at this photo, if I'm looking at this photo, how much of this photo is in post-production? And that's what scares me, is that half of the electricity is fake. The light up is fake. And the only actual electricity are those little fake pieces that they put on the arms. Now, I wonder, and this is where the original Electro suffered, is that it did not look good, not illuminated. It just didn't. And the lightning effects were really, really weak. I've never been a fan of the Thor lightning effects or anything like that. I thought you're paying $300+ for a figure. Plastic Marvel Legend looking lightning isn't exactly
the way to go
up to the standard, if you ask me. 100%. So I worry about this and how it's going to be perceived, because you can have a $300 figure that looks sick and has an incredible Jamie Foxx head sculpt, because it's looking pretty good, just from the chin down. But if this does not be able to grip you with the fake lightning, I think you could have some issues, because look, half that photo is in post-production, and that scares me a little.
Yeah. That's the truth. And I do see that. It's because, and that's the thing, is it's like when you have, here's the thing. He's not named Electro for no particular reason. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. This is Electro. I mean, so the thing is, we expect and would want to have those. Now, look, I know that there's cost, there's expense. Production, it does, play a factor in it. But at the same time, when you have a character which kind of, embodies, that, that this is the character, you know what I mean, who embodies everything about the name, Electro. You want to give us something that,
Let me ask you this. If this is a figure you want and you're considering it, whatever it may be, what is the dollar amount that you would, as a premium, what is the dollar amount that you'd be willing to pay more to get you a USB powered or something type of lighting feature to where you're not putting batteries in, but it can basically be powered all the time. What is that? Where are you comfortable with? Because I've talked about, I think the Silver Centurion, I think, has the USB, and they're starting to go that route.
Yeah.
If they went this route and they kept it on all the time, that makes it a lot better. You have a lot more, options here. Where are you comfortable with paying for a premium to have that as a technology feature?
You know what? I would definitely, myself, I would pay an Iron Man grip for this. Like literally, I would pay anywhere between $450 or something like that for this figure, because I think it's worth it, especially for the ingenuity. If you're going to give me the ingenuity, then it's worth the money, because the thing is, it lets me know you put time and effort in making sure that you stay true to the character. On top of that, you are innovating. So I don't have a problem with paying like maybe, $450 for it. That's my max, $450 for this particular figure. Because the thing is, I look at, those Iron Man figures that we've gotten. I mean, come on, man. With shipping and everything, we paid over that average anyway. So, yeah, I would do it. I mean, me, myself, on top of that is representation. And on top of that, it's Electro. It's something that I've wanted ever since I've seen the movie. I think that, him, along with Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina, they were like some of the best parts of that film. Like they literally were some of the greatest parts of that film. And I'm glad. And the chemistry between all of them was great. I loved it. So yeah, I would actually pay. What would you pay, Focus?
Well, if you sorry for I cut across Kiko earlier on. I apologize. Well, this is very similar to Whiplash, and the Whiplash re-release 2 years ago for the Toy Fair exclusive was $285. If you factor in inflation, that could be anywhere from another $30 to $50. So let's say this gets released for about $325. If it's not USB powered, $325, okay, fine. Realistically, I think the max I'd pay if it was USB powered, $375. I paid an extra $50 for that USB power on it. I don't think it justifies an Iron Man price, because that has multiple USB points, and also the die cast. It's a different material, and plus a lot of these materials, they are reused. So look, it's a once off. I personally need to see that head sculpt. If that head sculpt is good, then I'm going to get this. But I cannot see myself using those plastic parts. I agree with Kiko there. I don't use those because I think it turns I know that they're toys, fine, but I think they're high-end 1/6 scale replicas. And when you snap on some of those electricity parts, those plastic ones, it just, for me, it takes me out of it a bit. So I'm probably gonna, if the head sculpt's good enough and get it and pose it without those, that's what I'm going for. So yeah, we answer your question, $375, I think. Just shy of the 400. Okay. So I need to see that head sculpt, because if the head sculpt is good, and maybe if they do that USB power, that'd be amazing to leave it on the whole time. Yeah. But I can't see myself using those electricity pieces. I think I'll be posing it like as if just prior to him, like levitating prior to him charging up. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just, I'm not a fan of the plastic pieces. The only one that I ever used was the Mysterio, and it's the smoke effects. I thought they did a great job on that.
Right.
I actually really like that's more of a diorama, the bits the smoke that goes around the bottom. But I don't use the triangles. It just takes me out of it a little bit. But I'm waiting to see that head sculpt. But I think they're going to release this. I don't think, I know, Leah, you're cautiously optimistic, and you have reason to be cautiously optimistic.
I am.
They've teased us before. It's kind of the whole, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, shame on you, all that kind of stuff. Or the other way around. Sorry, I completely messed it up. But I think this is coming out. I think they're going to do a good job. But I'm just curious about those plastic effects. I can't see how could they do the electricity? Did they make all the individual plastic pieces light up like some sort of fiber optics? How could it be done?
I mean, I think basically what they can do, even to be quite honest, so I think it would have to be an attachable mechanism, that wiring or reflections. I don't know how they would actually do it, because I'm pretty sure it would be a really tough. Even if, like, put it this way, even if it was an attachable pieces to like a USB base, you know what I mean? That you put the pieces on, you attach some way that you attach a cord. Like once you have everything on the figure itself, you attach it to the base and it lights up. where it's removable. You can do something like that. I mean, there's ways to do it. How? I don't know if it's yet to be seen. I mean, and again, I give them. I understand that production from a production standpoint, that's where it can become an issue. But at the same time, I don't want a cheap looking figure. You know what I mean? That's it. I don't. If we're paying these prices, you don't want it to look cheap. So I don't know. We'll have to see how it is. How it will play itself out. So I don't know. I'm not really sure. But Kiko, is this something that you could actually see yourself getting there?
I mean, I already have the Toys Era Fiend and what do they call? Oh, the Ock. That's what they called him. So I have those, and I'm most likely 90. We'll see. We're still 75 years out from them actually being in our hands, but most likely I'll probably replace them, with the superior versions. But even if I don't, I mean, this is one that I don't have that I think would look great, especially I think with the advanced or the integrated suit, comes with that real nice diorama base. I think you can do a lot of cool things, with this. And if No Way Home is your film and that's your representation of, the Spideyverse and all those things, I mean, it's a no-brainer. You have to have all those figures, if they're out there. And this is a unique situation to where it was so well received. You brought back iconic villains that, as I told someone else, this kind of spanned 3 decades in the making, all the way from the original Spider-Man, goodness, when was that? Like 20 plus years ago to now. And it all comes together to tell one story. And this is the culmination of that. So I mean, you would want that. And, I mean, I personally thought that Jamie Foxx was probably one of the best parts of the film. I really believe that. I mean, from his one-liners to the, the goddamn eels and the, gotta watch where you fall, things like that. And like, these your Legos, things like that. I mean, they were so good. I've always loved the Jamie Foxx character. So I mean, I'll have this.
Here and act like I'm not butt naked. Like they just let Jamie Foxx be Jamie Foxx in this film.
It's a tree, man.
It's a tree. Like they definitely did. Real quick, we got a $2 super chat by Bob Dylan. You want Stark Tech prepared to pay Iron Man money? Yeah, I agree. Drop Dead, $1.99 super chat. Electro, give us Prowler from Spideyverse. Hey, I'll take that. But if they're going to give it, if they give it to us from Into the Spider-Verse, I'll take that all day, every day. We also got a $4.99 super chat layout. Can you tell Kiko and 6 Scale Mafia stop fighting?
This gives us internet points. If we are fighting, it boosts engagement. Yes,
peel
back the curtain.
Well, you guys are fighting in the chat and I'm missing it.
I've added you like 30 times. You won't respond to
it. You didn't see those? I've been watching them. I was like, look, I'm not saying nothing.
It's funny as all hell.
Well, I can't see in this small ass screen I got over here.
He's too busy playing around with Shredder over there. He ain't looking.
I know you are playing with Shredder, bro. So get Shredder out your hand.
I can't help it. I got ADD, bro. I got ADHD. I'm a hyper. Like I can't focus sometimes. I'm not like figure focus where I can stay there and just look, pristine like the rest of his collection behind him and the rest of your collection behind you. Same thing with you, Kiko. Same thing with you, AS. Come on.
This is true. This is
all
true.
Good love. All in love, my friends.
Definitely. Ben, do you think this is something that you would actually get yourself?
I'm tempted. You know what? Like, it was one of my gripes with the movie was I get that they kind of explained how him coming into the universe and having different energy changed his look, but he had a completely different personality to that original, version. And kind of more streetwise and everything like that. And it just annoyed me a little bit, but at the same time, it was like twice as entertaining as what came before. So, I completely agree with Cam in terms of it being a good move in terms of kind of diversifying Hot Toys, line more and going in the direction it should be going. So that's a good thing. I'm a massive Flint Marko fan. So for me, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, could you give us like a statue of Sandman or something, like a double pack per se. I don't necessarily need articulation, but imagine like a Sandman, a Sandman next to then you will take all of my money, Hot Toys. If that's the case.
Yeah.
Give us because they gave us Flint Marco with
we got a base, didn't we?
We got the base, but it's just like now can you give us that figure in a decent form, a better form?
Yeah.
Even if we have like a wraparound base with like maybe Spider-Man in the middle where the sand is wrapping around and you see more him formed a different way. That would be amazing if they did. Hot Toys, if you listen, I just gave you
I feel like, I mean, so far both of the villains from this movie have deluxe packs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why not give Electro a deluxe pack with a great Sandman base? Like, insane, right? That would be great. You don't have to do them as individual character, but it's like everybody's gonna go for that deluxe
together,
pack.
Well,
Right.
like a
So
massive
like,
hand, you could have
right,
a massive
right,
like
exactly.
sand
I
hand.
think that
because it did make sense that even in the movie when we saw the sand, like the whirlwind, you saw the electric in the middle of it. It was lighting it up at the same time.
Right.
So they did work kind of really good. Y'all gonna make me go back and watch this movie today. So I'm gonna go back and see it. But yeah, like literally, that makes perfectly good sense to give us a base. So who knows? They just might actually do it. I mean, we're getting dioramas now with these with these figures. So I don't know.
I mean, I can't believe Toys Era haven't done a Thomas Hayden Church Sandman. Like,
yeah, I know
that is something that I would want.
With an interchangeable arm where you actually get the shirt with the arm with the fist.
Yes.
That would be
and
incredible.
then give him a base that makes him look like he's standing up tall with like a stream of sand shooting in the air like a volcano.
Stop it, Lou! You're killing me.
Well, listen.
Sand porn.
Drop that in the chat. Drop that in the chat. Everyone.
Hashtag sand porn.
Yeah.
Hashtag sand porn right now. Everybody in the chat, sand porn. Ben spoke it. We're going to bring it into fruition.
Trending.
This trending. Sand porn. Definitely. Before we get to you, though, real quick, Lou, we got Louis Little Bitch became a YouTube member. Man, thank you so much for that, man. I do appreciate that. Thank you for coming on board, man. As always. And then here it is. It's coming. It's going. Sand porn.
What have I done?
That's called sex on the beach. Get out of here.
That's clever. That's
actually one of my favorite drinks.
We do in the island.
Sex on the beach. Kiko said that's my favorite drink.
It's so
not
good.
A drink. That's something we do.
Well, I definitely have those drinks out here, by the way. They're great.
Kiko, you gonna be at Celebration, right?
I will actually, yeah. So I don't know how many of y'all are going out there, but
I'll
I will
be out
there,
brother.
Yeah,
I'll be there
for
for 4 days.
I'll be there Wednesday through Saturday night and going to the Disney After Dark type of thing.
Okay,
that's gonna be fantastic. So yeah, man, if y'all are in Celebration, come see this guy. Come say hey.
You already know. Now here's the thing, though, Kiko. I don't drink, but the missus, y'all gonna have a ball.
Well, that's the thing. I love to have a good time. I really do. But I'm also in my older age now. I really can't go that hard. But this is going to be Dave and I's kind of first like getaway. Dave from Toy Out Podcast, Order 66 Junkie, shout out. So there may be things consumed, things drank, all kinds of different things. But we're gonna have one hell of a time. It's gonna be awesome. Just to be able to kind of get back in the swing of hanging out with people again.
Hell yeah, bro! It's gonna be so much fun, man.
Yeah. So I can't wait. But yeah, man, I'll be there.
Hell yeah. It's gonna
message
be so
me, bro.
Fun. You already know. You already know as soon as I touch ground. You already know. We got a 99-cent super chat by
sticker.
A super sticker. Thank you for that. Thank you very much for that. If you haven't already, come on, man. Positive Geekdom or Positive Famdom. Make sure you actually go over there and subscribe. Great content over there. But yeah, Lou, this piece, brother. What's your thoughts, man?
Man, hold on. I'm about to bring out this guy right here. You see this? You see all the effect parts on this?
This is not Figure Flex Friday, bro. What are you doing, man?
Always be flexing, man.
I'm gonna make a point. It's not about the flex. You see the effect parts on this bad boy? Name one Iron Man figure that comes with these effects parts that's not a laser.
None.
Exactly. Now, here, if in the right lighting, in the right setup, you can make this look phenomenal if your focus is not on the effect parts. It is an added piece, kind of like the Miles Morales. If you own the Miles Morales, you know that electric effect piece with the right lighting,
Yeah.
your money. Your money. You don't have to worry about it. And this Electro shares the same effects. So if your lighting's on point, you can make him light up, real good. And here's the problem with adding wire light up feature into like an electric kind of effect. These plastics, when they go into molds, they're very, very, very hot. So all that wiring and stuff like that, the LED could just instantly blow out based on the temperature before it cools down. There's ways to work around that. When it comes to pricing, how much I would pay for something that's whiplash / test suit Tony style, man, I would say maybe 400 tops. That's 400 tops if it's USB powered. And you have to give me a little bit of die cast with it. So arc reactor has to have a little bit of something. Like throw some pieces in there. You know what I mean? But
this
it really
is what I
depends on
did
what you
with
do.
that Miles. I had to add effects to kind of give it the effects that I wanted from it. So that I kind of had to play around with the effects and the lighting to give it what I wanted. But yeah, I agree definitely, bro.
And this is like after production, you know what I mean? Like you put a little bit of more of the extra oomph into it, which you get this like off brightness, that glare almost of beaming light, right? And with electricity, you really don't get too much of that. You really see it pop when it pops. You know what I mean?
No,
it's just a matter of how you represent it. And there's ways to do it. It's just a matter of how you play angles with the lights. I've done that with plenty of my other action figures in representation of electricity. It's just a matter of how you angle the bad boy. But also, if you do it wrong, or if you just have it in a regular display, it can look very toyish. It can take you away from the realism and stuff like that. But this is why you don't add them all the time. And basically it's up to your preference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Me, I'm a big kid all the way. You know what I mean? I grew up but didn't really grow up, just like all of us didn't. You know what I mean? A couple of us got some gray hairs, a couple of wrinkles, but we still buy toys. You know what I mean?
Definitely, bro. I appreciate that, man. Now, mind you, I brought Instagram up for a particular reason, not to look at my photos, but I want to look at somebody else's, and I'm gonna bring it up in a second because I went on this rant at the very beginning, and I don't think y'all understand the magic that Mr. Kiko here has presented. And
you're way too kind, man. For real.
No, I'm being honest. I'm gonna go through these super chats and the super stickers real quick. We got a super sticker here. Superhero displays 89 cents. Thank you for that, man. My guy, I love you. We got my guy Louis Labitz. No, sir. Thank you and everything you do for this community, sir. And to everyone on the panel, you all rock. Continue to spread the good vibes, crew. Thank you so much for that. And we got 104 people out there watching. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Come on, man. Let's go. But Kiko, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry I got to put you on blast, bro, but it's within good reason, bro, because man, everybody, please, if bro,
Jesus.
bro. If this
isn't he cute though? Isn't he,
bro? If this doesn't take me back to my childhood of seeing Gizmo on the movie screen for the very first time, come on, man. Like this right here is at Kiko. This looks like a movie still, bro.
Yeah,
this is like a still, bro. It looks like a movie still, bro.
Looks like Sideshow liked it there too. That's nice.
Right, bro. This is a movie still. This is amazing, bro. Like, look at the. Come on, man. Come on, bro.
This
like
is
literally
crazy, man.
This right here in the angles, bro. It looks like I'm looking at Obi-Wan / Jesus of Nazareth, bro. Like straight up the way you captured this thing, man. It is phenomenal. The angles and the shading on that. This is why I collect, bro. And this is what's got me into collecting, was looking at photos like these. Like looking at stuff like this, bro. And how, I mean, it's just fantastic, bro. Look at this. Like, look at these pieces, man. Like you're bringing it to life. Like you're giving it the right amount of shading. Like what goes like when you prep your photos and you do things like this, bro, what goes into it? And like, I mean, because I sort of see your vision. Like I was talking to Nathaniel, like what was it, Nate last week. If you haven't already followed him, 6 Scale Gallery, his pictures are impeccable. He creates, you know, things that you would actually see in the mausoleum, and he's same here. Like I'm looking at these things, bro, and Kiko, you showing off, bro. You showing off.
I mean, I've said before, toy photography is how big kids play with toys. You know, you pose it around, you put it in front of, you know, a background, lights, whatever it may be. And then, you know, you just grab your nice little camera right there and you go for it. And that's one thing, is that I want to try to capture a moment, and I want to show off these works of art. We spend so much on them, and to just kind of have them sitting and not really being used, I think is in undervaluing what they really are. And they are art pieces. And for the people that kind of produce these, from the tailoring to the head sculpt to the painting, it was like, oh, Hot Toys are what's too expensive. But when you think about what goes into this, I mean, they're works of art. The tailoring, I mean, they're little people, they're little tiny people, and I love doing that. And so when I I sometimes will walk into my actual like collection room, and I'll just kind of, this is the way I do my shots, is I kind of like walk through and I'd be like, okay, what haven't I seen in a while? You know, what figure has not gotten some love in a minute or so? And when I make eye contact with one of my figures, such as this Nicholson Joker, I'm like, okay, it's time. And I shot this one when everyone was raving about the InArt Queen Studios Joker. I'm like, whoa. That's a cool Joker, but let's go back to the OG. Let's go back to the person that made, you know, Joker popular in mainstream, you know, back in 1989. And I was like, okay, let's grab this. And I thought, you know, with this figure specifically, how are you going to show this guy being menacing? And, you know, the classic light under the face is the way they do a lot of like horror films and things like that. And I'm like, okay, let's make a creepy clown. And that's what we'll go with. And you just kind of just put them in moments. I was like, okay, how does this look real? How can I make this look real? And as you'll see, is that I've actually sometimes gotten a few knocks, because they're like, why do you only do portraits? Why don't you do stuff that's more, you know, out there and more like dynamic? Man. I was like,
who's criticizing, man?
Who is? That's what I'm saying. In what world are you basically criticizing stuff like this? Here?
I am. He got to do better. He got to do better, because if I don't push him, we ain't gonna see the best. That's it.
I knew it was you, Loco Lou. I knew it was you. I knew it was you saying it.
But all I want to do in the end is I just want to capture the figure in all of its glory, show it to make it to where when someone stops by and they're like, wow, was that a real picture or was it a figure? And if I've blurred that lines of realism, then I've accomplished my goal. And that's what I want to do.
Bro, like literally you've done that on so many different levels. You know, when we're looking at these photos, the way you've actually brought it to life. Look at that. Look at that Bane, bro.
That's class.
Look at that Bane, bro. And just
I really appreciate the kind words. I really do.
Now I want to see something like this. Now I want you to pull back and give us something like this, because your tight shots are top notch. Now give us something that silhouettes everything. I want to
go to the one that's got the Christian Bale Batman. That's kind of
thank you.
Leo, if you want to go out, I think there you go. There's one that's a little more got a little more on it, but the Christian Bale Batman, I think at the bottom there. There he is. You know, that's hold on. More in it.
I get that.
I think the Grogu's on top.
Come on, man. Come on.
Peter Cushing, man.
Come on, man. Like literally, like.
How did he make his head so big?
His head is big.
Oh, okay.
Come on, man. Like
there you go. I mean, that's kind of capturing the full feel. So
I'm getting more of that vibes. But I want to see head to toe action.
I appreciate that, but at the same time, I'm looking for photo realism. I'm looking for the head sculpt. The thing is, because I know what the body does. I want to see the character in the sculpt. I want to see you give me that.
Especially this one is that, you know, a lot of the third-party figures get such a bad rap, but if you put them in the right lighting, that's a hell of a figure. It really is. They're like, oh, suck.
This is the best I've seen that figure look.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have the Black Order and you have Thanos, I mean, you need that figure, and that's what I went with on that one. So yeah,
man, like
the worst part is I was on the fence about that figure, and now I'm like,
yeah, right.
Yes, I'm getting it tomorrow.
Yo, look at this now, Kiko. Real quick, because I'm looking at this piece right here, bro. Are you getting that in art, Joker?
I don't think Will is on right now, but you can ask him what's happening with that, because he messaged me and he's like, "Hey man, for someone who really likes The Dark Knight, it kind of makes sense, and I think it's a disservice if you don't get it." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right."
Disservice.
And so he did. He guilted me into it, but I felt like it was an opportunity to where I want to. Because even today, there's been a little bit of drama today with some of the InArt Queen Studio things about. There's been some of that today, and I want to see how the final is going to be. I put a deposit down, and if it comes out and it sucks, I lose my deposit. That's it. But I definitely think it's worthy of trying to see whether or not it's going to be something. But yeah, it's on pre-order, so we'll see when it comes out.
Bro, come on, man. Listen. This is what you do. This is how you do it. Like literally, this is how you do it. Like you guys push it beyond just like this is real. I'm basically looking at Sebastian right here, man. I'm looking at him in form. Like this is who I'm looking at right now.
You can hear him saying you were right about me.
Yes, you were right. It's like you can definitely hear that, man. Come on, look at this, man. Like, come on. Come on.
Look at this sticker-wise.
Come on.
Yeah, the only problem is with this now, I never want to take a photo ever again. Because how can I, look at this?
Come on, man. Look at it here. Okay. So Kiko. Okay. So
this figure got unfair love too. People hated this figure, but if you capture it in the right light, I think it looks pretty good.
No, I was it got hate from me because in figure form having it was like I canceled it. I'm not gonna lie, I did. But now you with this photo, you are honestly making me regret it. But the beauty is that she's still available. So oh my god, here we go.
Funny story about this one is that someone lost their. Okay, so that I made that one when the Return of the Mandalorian 9 weeks ago. It looks like. Scroll down. I think one of the comments saying, "Why the hell did you post this?" There it is. It says, "Bro, what in the actual F are you doing posing this less than 12 hours after the premiere of the episode? I mean, seriously." But come on, this scene technically was from the last episode of The Mandalorian. So I was like, just because it was in Book of Boba Fett doesn't mean that I'm ruining it for you. There's nothing in here that ruins it. But
Kiko, I have to ask. You maybe you're more patient than me. Did you block that person?
No, they're a good friend of mine. So I mean,
are they? Are you joking?
No, they are. They are. And but they're like, hey, I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. But I'm like, that's fair, I guess. Right. But like, when can I? I was like, I think you're reading a little bit too much into that because yes, they had the Mandalorian show up in Book of Boba Fett, but you could have seen this and not known it was from Book of Boba Fett unless you knew the actual title of that episode and that he busted out the Darksaber. You wouldn't have done that.
It's what I'm saying. It was you wouldn't know which one it was from because we did see him with the Darksaber at the last episode, the rescue of the Mandalorian season 2. So there you go. I mean that's justifiable. This right here, Kiko. Yeah. Now you're playing. Now you're playing. Now you're playing, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I know we're a little bit off topic running down these rabbit holes, but this is one of those, I think Toys Era made this head sculpt in hands. And I'm like, for like $40, I mean, you have a brand new figure. I mean, think about it. And that's what I was like, okay, well, I threw, granted he's on the Captain America body here, but I took one of my team suit Tony Starks and ripped the head off and put it on there. And so now I have a Talos on a team suit, type of thing. It looks sick. And I really like that. And so I wish they did some more of those. But yeah, I appreciate all the love, everybody. I know
you've just gone and cost me £48.
Oh no! But if you can find that Talos, it's pretty damn good.
Buy it now.
Yo, come on, man! Everybody out there, show him some love. I mean,
I like what Symbiotic One said. He said, "If you ignore how terrible the figure is, it kind of looks cool."
Yo,
I missed the boat on this one. I have to get the newly KO version that's coming out with the double head sculpt. because I missed out on this one because he's fetching for a high price, and it still doesn't look as good as this Hot Toys version, man. It's just
there's two coming out, isn't there? There's two new.
There's two, but there's one that's actually superior to the other.
Yeah.
Because it comes with two versions of the head sculpt. You have season one, season. Well, I'm confusing. Wait. It's season one of Punisher where his hair is like buzz cut, and then you got the one where he was in
Daredevil.
Daredevil, and it's just like a little more puffed out and stuff like that from there.
I cannot wait to get that Mark V, man. I cannot wait to it come.
Especially if they give us like the messy, well, they are giving us that messy hair for the suit up version. That's gonna be pretty sick. Yeah,
that's going to be sick, man. Like, oh, Kiko,
I want him with a cowboy hat and some regular, stuff for whatchamacallit,
and this is the third party one, right? Because Hot Toys are still
that's the SL Toys.
Yeah,
SL Custom. Sorry, and it was only $100. I mean, that's one of the best deals you'll get. I threw a Stan Lee hand on there. You get the little ring on the pinky there. That was from the Ragnarok Stan Lee because the hands that came with this figure kind of sucked, and I was like, well, that's no big deal. I got plenty of hands, so threw that on there, and I'm like, okay, cool,
bro. Come on, Kiko. Come on, man.
Boba.
I think I got to get out. Okay, I got to get out.
Yeah, you're giving me enough attention, so thank you everybody for that.
I got to get out because, man, like literally, I could go through these photos for days and just look at all of them. Like what you accomplished with these photos, man, is simply remarkable. Like
it's like Sunday.
Yeah, it is.
You're the one that started all that. I didn't do any of it. So.
Yeah, you did. You did start it though.
Nothing.
Yeah, you did. You sort of did.
Maybe I did.
You sort of did, bro. So you got it.
Me and Kiko got love for the turtles. That's what it is. We got love for turtles. So I got to start a little bit of shit.
Heroes in a half shell, baby.
Always heroes in a half shell.
So real quick though, I kind of want to jump in. This will be the last when we come to figures and stuff like that. I want to talk about this because again, mind you, it's not a spoiler for those who actually haven't seen it yet. It's out. Disney Plus if you haven't watched it, but Hot Toys or Marvel Studios basically released this first. Cam, it was crazy because you put it up, and as soon as I put it up, you was like, bro, I was just putting it up as a joke.
Yeah, the worst part is I was like playing with people. I was like, look at this. Somebody took a picture of a Bandai figure and put it out there for Hasbro, right? So I posted it, and then people were like, it's real. And then I was like, no, wait. So I April Fooled myself, basically, at the end of the day. I was like, okay, what did I just do just now? Okay.
Yeah. Look at this. This is the Mark Spector Moon Knight. Literally, I have been praying to the heavens to get this figure. And was hoping that Hot Toys, and when they actually said they had the IP, I was like, all right, I'm excited. And me, myself, I love this rendition. I love the mummy wrapping. I love a different interpretation. I love the cape. I'm hoping that they keep this cape wired because it just makes so much more sense. But again, it looks amazing to me. Like, I mean, literally amazing to me. The detail, everything that we're actually getting from it. Cam, I'm gonna start with you first, bro. I mean, resident Marvel fan, so with myself as well. What you think about it, bro?
Oh, I'm getting it 100%. It's gonna come out probably end of 23, maybe 24, depending on like how long it takes production wise. But I think they did such a great job with it. I'm really excited to see. I mean, this was just after the first episode. This is what we got, So I'm like, man, like what else do they have in store? I mean, if they release this so quickly, I just feel like there's so much more that we could probably see in there, and there's so many characters that could be in this story that we don't know about so far. So I'm excited. I'm really excited about it for real.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Ben, what you think about this piece, man?
Well, I think we need to calm down because the series is not even finished yet. Could be rubbish. The series could be rubbish. I mean, that first episode was incredible, wasn't it? And
I saw your impression on your video, man. Could you do that again? You say, "Mom"?
Hello, Mum. Yeah, to be honest, it's just me leaving a voice. Like he you know, it sounds like me. No, he's a bit chimney, chin chiroo. I love it. I love it. I think that's going to be part of it and stuff anyway, isn't it, down the line? Yeah. But no, I mean the design, the way that they've kind of interpreted a really simplistic comic book design and kind of intertwined the design with the story, having the mummy wraps and things like that. Like I honestly think this is one of Marvel kind of costume department's greatest achievements to date. Like it's absolutely stunning. So yeah, and if that is Wyatt, that cape, and you can kind of make that moon type shape when he jumps or whatever, like imagine that on
fire.
Oh my god, bro.
Yes, please.
It looks wired. It looks wired, definitely.
And here's the thing. I'm looking at this figure for one or two reasons. One, because I can't wait to have it. But I can't lie and say that I can't wait to see what Kiko does with this figure. It's just in my head now. It's ingrained, especially if they give us this figure with the light up head sculpt. Like if they give us that light up feature, Kiko, I'm gonna let you pause on that because I'm not gonna come to you yet. I'm gonna go to Folk Focus. Please tell me that you're not wild card, and please tell me that this figure will fit in your collection. Come on, bro. Please, just give me this one.
He gone. He's like, bye.
Okay. Please, give me this one, bro. Give me this one.
I'll meet you halfway. All right. So, the Moon Knight debut was the best, I would say probably the best episode, not just first episode of any of the Marvel TV shows. I thought it was the best episode. Really held my attention. I see people comparing it to Fight Club and stuff like that, and that's pretty much one of my favorite films. So it's like I didn't know what's going on. I don't think that's just because I haven't read the comics. I think it's designed that it's supposed to make you think, what the hell is going on? It's just really, it's not, I don't want to spoil anything, but it was very, very, very good. And I had meant to ask you today, I have the Marvel Unlimited app. Now, what I want you to do, Lael, is if you get a chance later on today or something like that, or maybe in the next few days, if you could send me on some essential reading, as in, like, give me the numbers, or say, okay, Moon Knight, to give an idea what it's about, give me a few titles. I have the Marvel Unlimited app. I want to read the source material. I work backwards, unfortunately. Like, I see things like, obvious example, The Dark Knight. I hear Christopher Nolan said, he used Year One, and he used the Arkham Asylum, and he used the Killing Joke as some direct influences. And I go back and I read those graphic novels. So what I want you to do is just heads up some things, because I'm curious to know more about this character. But I haven't made my decision yet. I don't like. I need to see. I kind of what Ben says. I need to see the full series, and if I see the full series and I was like, that was amazing, then it could be something that maybe this is the first time I buy a Marvel figure that came from a TV show. It does look great. It's great that's definitely a wear cave. Come on, you're taking photos like that and not wearing it. That's just false advertising. But and hopefully the eyes light up and all that. And it does look like bandages, even though I'm guessing it's some sort of plastic or mixed media. But so like you could enable me by sending me some essential reading, and I will read it, and I'll check back in with you next week. So I don't know yet. I'm on the fence with this. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm never going to lie to you.
Okay, you met me somewhat of the way, so
in fairness, just before you come in there, Luke. In fairness, over months and months, probably years now, I had no intention of getting a Loki, but Will got to me. Got to me. I'm going to order that Endgame Loki.
I swear,
as the one. Loki.
Will is a terrible enabler. Terrible enabler.
Terribly good at it.
Yeah, he's
strong
really good.
enabler.
Yeah.
Strong arms. He's like the Hulk when it comes to Loki. It's just that he's the one doing the whacking.
That's why I'm glad he didn't come on today's show. I invited him, but he had a date, so I was like, "Okay, good, that works."
Mrs. Foxification for the future.
Yeah, I don't know. We're not going to go that far. We're definitely not going to go that far.
We don't wish that evil upon
We're
him.
not going that far. Yeah, Kiko, what's up, bro? Is this something that? Now, first of all, did you see the first episode?
I did, and I told a lot of people that and I think most people agree, this is probably the best start to a Disney Plus show of all of them.
Yes.
Without you having to know any background to the character or anything like that, it's still engaging enough to where you're like, oh, this is cool. And what is happening? And I really think, and maybe this was part of their marketing, I thought it could have used a 2-part premiere. But it's got me that much more anxious, or not anxious, but eager, looking forward to episode 2, because that's the greatest, like those little stingers and cliffhangers, I love those type of things. And it gets you. So quick story, sidetrack. So I watched Breaking Bad before it after it was
the Holy Grail
released. Yeah, after it was released. So I can't imagine going week to week from Breaking Bad episodes. I binged them all on Netflix originally. That's how I became experienced.
It was tough.
And I can't imagine, because those are some of the worst cliffhangers ever, in Breaking Bad. But either way, I got a little bit of vibes from that. But I think it's going to be a very special series. I love that, it kind of, Disney has started the parental rights thing, not parental rights, but the parental rights, saying, hey, if you have children, set your settings to something different, because they're starting to give us more mature content, which I'm cool with. I love that. Bound to the figure now. I think that this gives me a lot of vibes of like Tusken Raider, when it comes down to the head sculpt and the bandages and such. I think we're going to get something kind of like that. People are asking, is it going to be fabric? Is it going to be plastic? I think it's going to be mixed media. Whatever's going to be best to photograph and pose and give you the best of both worlds. And right now, out of the gate, I think this is a really special one. I will say, just by looking at this, these are post-production eyes. These aren't actual glows. So I can tell you that right now. And I do worry, because one of the things about, and I know I sound so negative right now when it comes to that, but if you think about the K2SO, which is an incredible figure, but unless it's lit up, he looks dead in the eyes. And that's something that I think really needs to be careful with something like this, and why they've not really gone to the white eyes version of Batman and any of like the live action features, because when it comes to toys, unless they don't light up and such, it may not look right. So I know that's all part of it as well, but man, this is there. We don't even have the official Hot Toys release yet, but this is getting really, really good views and vibes. I think it's going to be special. And as someone else in the comments said, if we get the Mr. Knight as well,
my God,
I think this is an absolute money pit of options.
What if a third party does a Khonshu?
Well, I was saying is that I think that the pre-orders and interest in TB League does all the Egyptian
you
gods.
said that the other night.
The TB League has done all the Egyptian gods, and they're all on the Phyken bodies, or Physon, however you pronounce it. And they look incredible. The Anubis, the Horus, all those things. I think a lot of people are going to run to go get those because of Moon Knight. So if you want, depending on where you get your stuff, go to Sideshow, grab your TB League before people start going, oh, I need them for Moon Knight, and then you have to pay like $6,000, per figure. So there's your pricing for profit prediction.
But also you have time, because there's doubles. You have the gold variants, you have
and
silver
the white
variants,
or
you have the white variants, you have the black variants, and then you have I think they did Osiris, and Osiris has a black version and a green version. And King Tut has 2 versions as well. So there's plenty of Egyptian characters out there for you to get.
Without sidetracking this, I look at there's Loco's not even in the thing anymore. It's only figures at this point. So I mean, I like you hiding behind there though. So, but I can't wait for my turtles to get here, man.
I'm sorry, this just a little look down on you, kind of, like.
What do you think about this figure, Loco? Before we get to you, Loco, let me acknowledge the chat real quick. We got Brandon Salad as a new member, bro. Thank you so much for becoming a member, man. I'm appreciate the membership love from everybody, man. I do appreciate that, and trust me, I'm about to give it all back. So thank you so much for that. Superhero displays, Kiko's collection, Kiko Collect dropping bombs. Like, yeah, he is, bro. He literally dropped heat. And he wasn't even intending to do that. It was just my fault for basically bringing them up, but I just had to show y'all the heat. Sorry. Anyway, we also got superhero displays with $1.79 super sticker. Thank you for that. I do definitely appreciate that. And actually, we got another superhero displays, $1.79 super chat. As a Brit, I actually got Tom Hardy accent vibes. Yeah, man, definitely, man, and thank you definitely for that. This show, it just means so much, man. But yeah, Loco, man, what's up, man? What you doing with this piece, bro?
Baby, I gotta get this figure. You know I gotta get this figure. Like I wasn't so hardcore of a fan of Moon Knight, but I am a fan of the Midnight Suns. I know where he's is established in the Marvel universe. I know he's like a D-list character from the beginning, but then he started growing and growing and growing to popularity. But as far as the show is concerned, oh my God, I've made my wife watch it. She's like, okay, let's watch this. She looked at me at the very end of the show. She's like this, I want more. I'm like, well, tune in next week. So you're going to be sitting with me every weekend watching this bad boy.
Yeah, bro.
Seen it already 5 times. 5 times. Looking for hints of other gods that could be involved. Other characters in the Moon Knight lore to be involved. Even characters from the Midnight Suns for Easter eggs. I'm looking for all those things. I see a couple of things there, but I don't want to, toot my horn too early. I want to see more to see if they will give us more.
Yeah,
because I want Ghost Rider in the background waving during that one shot.
Bro, if they give us
Ghost Rider,
if they give us the bro, if they give us the Midnight Suns,
bro,
if they give us the Midnight Suns, oh my God,
you know what I'm going with
God.
This, bro.
If they do that, Kiko, I hope you got your camera ready, brother. Like I straight up, if they do that, I hope you got your camera ready.
Let's see what happens with Multiverse of Madness, because I know there's a lot of stuff speculating out there.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot.
We'll see. At this point, I saw something. They're like, it honestly looked like the Ready Player One poster. It's like Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, and it pretty much had the Starship Enterprise, the Death Star, King Kong, Godzilla, Doctor Strange. I mean, all those things. I was like, this is going to be wild.
There, bro.
Apparently, the entire cast of Cheers is going to be in it.
I love me some Cheers, and I love me some Fraser Crane. So if Fraser Crane shows up in the Multiverse of Madness, I'm all for it.
Hell yeah, man! I'm definitely all in for it. But here's the thing: before we close out, though, real quick, because I know if I don't give this figure love, people are gonna be like, okay, you gonna talk about everything else, but you didn't actually talk about one figure. Like, what's up with that? And I'm sorry I didn't actually mention it. Because I guess I needed to streamline back to this one, because this was the reason why I say this particular figure was the reason why it gave me hope somewhat for Electro, and thinking that we would basically probably get the Electro figure. And let me see, I'm gonna bring it up here real quick. It was one that we got the initial, I guess, release for this past week. I'm guessing they just decided that they would give it to us. I gotta find the photos for it real quick, though. Give me a second here. Here it goes. Yeah. So we did finally, I guess, after months of speculating and not knowing whether or not they were going to actually give us this figure, I guess they decided, yes, we're going to give it to you, and we're going to hush and silence the naysayers. We got the Richard E. Grant classic suit Loki. Now, Kiko, I'm not going to question you, because I already know you're going to get it. And because I know you're going to take some pictures and you're going to do it justice. I'm sorry I have to associate, photography with this, but this is what you do. So, I mean, it is what it is. What you think about this piece, bro?
Man, I told somebody that this is not going to be a fit for me. I'm not getting this one.
You're not?
No, just because I understand what they're going for. That the head sculpt's incredible. Let's stop there. But and it's kind of got that like 70s cartoon. It's classic Loki. I get that.
It's like Kermit.
Yeah, it looks like Kermit. It just does. When I'm looking at my display and everything, it just does not fit. And now I can't justify adding that one. It's just a little too out there. Let's get closer to release and we'll re-talk again. But for me, I don't think this one's going to happen for me, man. You
don't think you'll get it?
No, it's just the smile is almost too creepy for me, and I'm going to make some enemies on this one. The Loki show did not really land and hit with me very well.
Gotcha.
I thought it was probably one of their weaker shows that they did. And granted, I've seen Book of Boba Fett, so let's put it that way. I was just a little bit underwhelmed. Maybe season 2 will really flesh out some of this stuff, but I mean, just go that last picture. But I mean, that was terrifying.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, I mean, I don't need to be walking in my office seeing that. But Yeah, this one's just a little bit too out there. I mean, the sculpt is incredible, but the costume, I know what they're going for. It's just not for me.
Got you. I feel you on this one. Cam, what you think, brother?
Now you know I'm getting this figure. Okay. Yeah, I love the figure, man. I like the Loki show, so it was. I mean, I don't think it was exciting as other shows we're getting now, but I feel like it was better than the 5-episode. Like it was super dull WandaVision. I felt like in the first 5 episodes. So for me, I felt like Loki gave us more, or gave us more leading into the future of the MCU. With Kong at the end, but it took forever, but still. So for me, I'm gonna get it. It's Marvel. It's Marvel. I'm gonna get it, bro. So
definitely. Ben, what you think, bro?
Oh, all day long. Yes, please. Like I'm an absolute sucker for when they shoehorn in like proper comic book accurate kind of costumes, like when Luke Cage like gets the yellow t-shirt off the washing line, and just like little moments like that. So when they just went full Jack Kirby and gave us this, and Richard E. Grant, like the casting. I know there was a bit of speculation before it happened, so I wasn't massively surprised, but at the same time, I was just like, oh, this is amazing. And then to have Thor Rog in a jar with 615 or whatever it is, like absolutely like brilliant, and you get the Croaky as he's known on the internet. I just think this is just so much fun, and I think I'm going to need this. But at the same time, the wait's so long now, like with Hot Toys, and we do have a very good version of this just around the corner.
From So-So.
It's not that far off. Like, I've seen images with them side by side, and I really don't think it's that far off. I do think that this is, for obvious reasons, the kind of premiere version, but I don't think it's that far off. And with the price difference, I think I wouldn't judge anyone to pick up that kind of So-So Toys one, even if you kind of get that as a placeholder for 2 years or whatever. But yeah, I'm surprised they didn't take as many shots with this sculpt on, because I actually think this sculpt is better than the smiling one.
This one's creepy as hell.
It's super creepy.
Glad I'm not the only one then.
But I love this. I mean that. I'd buy it just for that.
Yeah. Look at Throg, man. Like this, the accessories alone say so much. But here's the thing, and I'm gonna tell you what I hate. This is the one thing I hate about this figure. And it has nothing to do with the figure. Nothing at all. Do you think we're going to get this diorama piece right here? Or is this basically a placeholder? Do you think it's just, because that's what I hate. Because then I look at this and I'm like, damn. So I'm trying to go down here and look at the accessories to see if in fact we would, because it's like, yo, give us a diorama base with this, man. Give us a diorama base with this piece, and it would make so much more sense. So when I get to the accessories, which I'll eventually get to it, you don't see it at all.
But then Thor Rog looks like it's attached to the base of some sort. Like,
no, he was just placed on the base. It was for visual appearance, just as represented on the show.
Yeah. But you don't see that here at all. So we're just going to get that hexagonal, that base that we would normally get. And I'm like, come on, man. Like,
I think that base was the Iron Man base.
Probably was.
Yeah. I feel like they kind of took away from it. Like even that Loki backdrop that you get with it, that shows the Loki sign from the show. I feel like if they could have like made it look like he was raising the city up in that one episode, like how they deposes, I think that would add to it. Even though it's just paper, like cardboard behind it,
give us something.
It still would have give you something, to work with.
Even with this throne, like this looks good. Like I love that. It's like, yo, you're missing out, because I'm pretty sure if they gave us the deluxe version, people would, probably get into it or look at it. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me. wishing whatever. But what do you think? Focus. If I have to say this again, I think I know you want me to say it, but what is your take on it? But I believe I already know what you feel and what you're going to say. So what do you think,
man,
brother?
You sounded exhausted when you said focus. Okay, that head sculpt is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. It's Richard. How I would describe it, a good head sculpt is if I could take just the face, none of the outfit, none of the crown, nothing that would link him to this TV show and go, who's that? To a movie buff. And they go, oh, that's Richard E. Grant. That's exactly what this is. That is phenomenal. I really like how, I think Ben said it, how they've given a nod to all the comic book fans going, this is what you wanted. This is it. This is, it just links it back to the original look in the comic books. Things tend not to be straight. If you lift stuff straight from a comic into a movie, it doesn't work a lot of the time. But this is a nice way of getting it in there, which makes sense. And I love that they've done that. But it is an easy pass for me because I won Loki, and I'm going to get the Endgame Loki, because it's not really the Endgame Loki, is it? It's the Avengers 2012 Loki.
2012,
and despite the fact that people think the muzzled look with the handcuffs holding the Tesseract, some people think that's a bit weird and they wouldn't display it like that. I think that looks class. And that's the way, one of the ways I'm going to display it, as well as the obvious one with the helmet and the scepter. But look, I think this is A1. I'm really happy for people who are going to get this. But yeah, it's an easy pass for me, man.
Yeah. See, I almost have to get it because I'm getting both Loki and Sylvie. And have him behind them, it's going to look pretty decent. But yeah.
And Leo, that down the line, Kid Loki's going to come as well when he becomes a young Avenger. And it's happening.
It's inevitable. Like
I also think we're gonna get that brother Loki with the hammer.
Oh, what was it? The brag?
Boastful.
Boastful. Yeah,
boastful Loki. Yeah,
boastful Loki. Bro. Yeah,
and these are the ones that were there in the show mainly.
Yeah,
a lot of
I don't know. We'll definitely see. Loco, what you think about it, bro?
Oh man, I have to get it because I'm going all like Loki verse TVA style. I gotta get these guys. I'm just gonna be bargain building though. I'm gonna be looking for deals. I'm not in a rush to get it, but this is classic. This is that, you're not gonna see this. This is that campy look that everybody was talking about. Like, oh, this won't work, and he turned out to be, if not most of people's favorite iteration throughout the entire show. And the power, man, this guy is just the sorcerer that we know and love in the comics. And it's just to have that sculpt. Both sculpts are phenomenal. There's not so much that I cannot not say that's haven't been said already, but this thing is a masterpiece, and I think this is like one of those 1-2 punches that Hot Toys has been giving us lately to the other people who are tipping their hat into the ring. Is like, you want to rest with the big boys. Remember, you guys could hit like Tyson all the way, but I'm Muhammad Ali in this game.
Yeah, man. See, now I can't unsee the creepy look. It's pointed out.
It's dangerous, man, for real.
I can't.
The creepy look he has.
Yeah,
he's supposed to have that look. It's him with power, with people who have power.
And I know it's completely comic accurate, and that's the beauty of it. Is the simple fact that they did, go against the grain and give us the comic accurate, and I definitely love that. I definitely loved it about this piece.
Kiko, are you 100% no? Like, is it like 100% no?
I mean,
or maybe like
if I'm using my money to get it, no. Someone wants to gift it to me, sure, why not at that point? But to me, I just look at the way my display is, in my room there and everything, and there are no, like, I've even passed on the Susu Gambit, the Cajun card dealer, just because I don't have any comic version of anything. It's all just MCU stuff. I understand this is MCU, but I feel like it's such a one-off that it would just not look right with everything else that I have. But that's just me.
Right. And I feel like if you had it, you would do something super dope with it, bro. Like if you had a green lighting coming up and he's like looking through his brim, like those clown pictures that you did. I'm like, oh man, that would look crazy.
Pennywise
or Kiko, you could get some like green.
I'm trying to use a Will's tactic here. I'm trying to see.
I think that's what I was about to say. I think all of y'all doing the same thing.
we just want to see your photo, Kiko. We don't care what it costs you. We want to see your photo.
I'll send you my figure. You take a picture, send it back.
Well, that's fine. I'll
okay.
tag
All right, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, if we want to do a collab on this thing, I mean, I'm more than happy to collaborate with that.
Hey, yo, Kiko.
We got a lot of time to decide for real.
Hey, Kiko, Will message both.
What?
I bet you any amount of money Will message both of them. Was like, yo, this is what you need to say. This is how you say it. And this is how you frame it. You frame the conversation this way, so at least
it's not working. What do you do next?
In the words of Steve Austin last night, you are one dumb sumbitch.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah,
definitely, man. Again, we actually got a super chat here. My man Louis Labitz, each Moon Knight episode has QR codes to read comics. Yeah, it does. It definitely does.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna get on that.
Yeah, you can definitely get on that, man. It's going to be incredible. Again, hey guys, man. All in all, thanks for everybody coming on tonight, man. I mean, or this afternoon. It's been such a pleasure. It's been an amazing discussion. This is why we do these shows. Why I actually approached Cam and Focus about this, because like I said, it becomes completely conversational and we just love doing it. Kiko, I'm so happy to finally get you on the show, man. Like it's been such a pleasure, man. And looking at your work, I've always admired it. And I'm just looking at it from back like, yo, this guy is killing it. And you're a fellow Star Wars fan. So that's always a bonus. So thank you for that. And my man, Attention Seeker Geek, Ben, bro, like you had me, just your personality, bro, had me at a low. Like I was watching the videos, I'm like, yo, this guy he kills me.
Yeah,
but
I'm an acquired taste. Thank you.
Thank you. You guys you're always welcome back. Anytime you want to actually come on, you just let me know and I will bring you back on, man. Definitely brought some personality. Loco, you know it's always a pleasure, brother, to see you everywhere, man. You want to, we always plug, of course, Figure Flex Friday, so we already know what that is. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Kiko doesn't even have to be on Figure Flex. I'm just gonna flex his photos for him on Figure Flex Friday. How about we do that, bro?
That is so kind of you. So kind of you.
I think we'll do that. We'll just flex.
Do that.
We'll flex.
I take requests too. If there's a certain figure, like, man, I would really love to see XYZ. It makes my job a little bit easier on me because I don't have to go around looking for that moment.
I got a list for you.
Well, I got your 4 turtles coming, so don't worry about that. So.
Wait. You got the 4 turtles I don't have. You have the other half.
Out of the shadows, yeah.
You got Out of the Shadows.
I keep saying it is Out of the Shadows, or is it? It's Out of the Shadows, not from the Shadows. I keep messing it up. Yeah.
The first one is just regular Team Minty.
Definitely, man. We got a $4.99 super chat. Focus. He always does this. He has to do it. He's like, "Cuz the chat and panel, we're so positive, man." Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
They're a bit behind in the likes, but I'll leave them off.
Hey,
no.
We got the likes. We got the likes.
No. Hold on. I gotta do it. I do it at every stream that I'm in. Listen, if you haven't already, hit that like button. Then what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Hit that like button. Subscribe.
It's easy.
If you're watching this on the replay, hit the comment section. And don't forget to share. Share your favorite shows. Share your favorite content creators. Share your favorite collectors. Let's go.
Yo, we got people. Toya. Now you got Toya trying to limit you, bro.
I feel like I'm looking at Lou there and I'm terrified. I'm like, I feel like if I don't do it, and I've already done it, that he has a particular set of skills and he will find me.
Right.
I've been a security guard, bouncer, and all this other stuff for 14 years, man. I've been known to break a couple of arms, to bend to my will.
Good God.
Come on, see. Now you're promoting violence. Anyway, he didn't mean that.
No.
Just kidding, everybody at home.
Real quick, Ben, we're going to go as you first, man. What you got going on over at your channel, man? Thank you for coming on. What you got coming up, brother?
So I'm doing a weekly live stream for the man of the hour, Mr. Moon Knight. So that is on a Thursday evening, 7:30 p.m. BST. I don't know what that is your time. You'll have to Google it, but that's what I do. And then some very kind of random videos on there. Ironically, Leo, you started the show talking about WrestleMania. I made a video about why I'm not watching WrestleMania this year, and then immediately regretted it this morning when I woke up and watched the highlights because it looked amazing. So but every Thursday night, new live stream for Moon Knight, and I hope to do the same for Obi-Wan Kenobi when that comes out as well.
Yes, man, love it, man. I will be watching, definitely, man. Thank you for coming on board, man. Everybody out there, follow Attention Seeking Geek on IG and YouTube. Great content, great personality, great guy. Thank you for basically being here, man. And thank you for sending it. A segue. Remember, if you want to be on the show, internationally, local, it doesn't matter. Just actually send me an email to the 16 Scale Man 3000 at gmail.com. Just tell me a bit about yourself, link your channel. I'll actually check it out, and then you can get a chance to actually be on just like this guy did. Come on, man. It's easy.
I'm proof he'll let anyone on.
Like, exactly.
Anyone
on. You won't regret it. Definitely, man. Thank you for coming on board. Kiko, my guy, man. What you got coming up next, brother?
Well, first off, once again, thank you for letting me be on here. It's been a minute. Yes. We've been talking about this for months, and it finally happened.
Finally happened, bro. Thank you so much. The budget came through. I got I got my stimulus check finally. I was going to say,
it's tax season. I appreciate that. But no, it's been one hell of a time being with each and every single one of you. I always enjoy just chatting, shooting around with the stuff that we love and enjoy. And this is an extension of ourselves, and just being able to talk with the community is always fantastic. Appreciate the love that you gave the IG page. I really do appreciate that. Don't deserve it, but I do appreciate that.
Man,
and then there is some good stuff coming to the YouTube channel. Once I went on vacation, it just took me a minute to kind of get back into the rhythm of things because I kind of just liked being lazy. But new stuff is coming. Don't worry. In the meantime, I'm just on all these lovely live streams. So if you want me on your show and the time and the money works out, make sure to let me know and I'll be there. But
I'll say anybody that wants to get him on, I'll send you like the budget, set up, like how it's supposed to be and how it works out.
But it's been a pleasure, man. I appreciate y'all.
It's the 10%.
Man, thanks, man. Thank you. Yeah, the 10% goes into that, definitely, man. So thank you, Kiko, for being here, man. I do appreciate that, bro. And bringing us your insight and sharing the photos. Love it, man. Thank you. Cam, my man, Killer Cam, bro. What you got coming up, bro?
What's up, man? I just want to say thank you to Ben and Kiko for being here. Loco Lou. Six Figure Focus. I'm sorry, man. Thank you for the well wishes on me feeling better. I appreciate that. I ain't gonna say it earlier, but I didn't want to make you feel like I didn't appreciate.
Don't take the beanie off, man. Don't take the beanie off.
It ain't coming off. Don't worry. I got a head cold. Yeah, man. So I'm gonna be dropping some new review. I was supposed to drop it last week, but you know how life goes. It gets busy.
Life gets in the way.
And then that's it. It's in the way of my collection, which is gonna drive me crazy. So I'm gonna drop the review this week of the Thor from Infinity War. And then I'm actually gonna drop 2 reviews this week since I skipped out last week. And I'm also gonna drop the Captain America from Infinity War figure review and posing style as well. And then I'll be back here with you guys next Sunday. Might be with you this week. Depends on how things
let me know.
Yeah,
let me know.
Let me know.
You already know. Focus. Here's the thing is, once we get to Focus, he'll tell you what he does. On the day, he'll be like, my friend, if you have space, please get me in. And I'm like, why are you asking me, bro? Like, literally, I'm gonna have space. So yes. But he'll do it on the day. So then I'm like, all right, let me check the budget. Let me see if I get Focus and how much is that going to cost?
I was free.
2 cans of Guinness, man. I am cheap.
You know what I mean? Like, got it. There we go. I'm like, damn. And I was thinking today, I'm like, okay, 90% of the budget is going to Kiko and Ben. That means I have to give them this much screen time and promote. I was like, fuck. But here we go. We got it. But no, we definitely made it work. And it worked. It came through. But yeah, Cam. Yeah, what'd you say?
The other night when I got up for Say What, like I went to bed at like 10 and I got up at like 2 a.m. our time. and then we streamed until like 3:45.
Yeah, no.
And I work out before school. I teach like Breaking Bad, Kiko. I'm a chemistry teacher, so I have to. I get up at like 5:15 and gym it before school. I didn't even go to bed. I was like, I didn't go back. I just didn't go back because there was no point in going to bed for half an hour. I got some pre-workout and I was wired. And I taught the crap out of those lessons, but I got there. It was good. It was good. I crashed in like the next day at about like 5 p.m. But like it was totally worth it. It was a great conversation. I do appreciate always being let on. So
definitely, man, definitely. Anyway, like you guys, look, if you haven't already followed Cam's collection, great videos, great content. He even updated his you know, his thumbnail, his logo. I gotta
get my life together. Get my life together.
I gotta get a new logo, man. My logo is getting there. It's getting old, so I gotta kind of get me a new logo. So that's gonna come through soon. So stay tuned for that. Cam's collection, IG, YouTube. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
My co-host, you know, one of 3 co-hosts for this show. So thank you for being here. Loco Lou, brother, what you got coming up, man?
I got a couple of reviews I just finished recording before this stream started. And he's one of them. Fugitoid got both the signature edition and the regular release. So yeah, there's a review on him. I got some of the Mirage Turtles, the old school joints that NECA first produced way back when. So got a review coming up on that later tonight. I'm probably going to be bombarding my channel with like maybe 4 or 5 reviews today. So be tuned for that. Panels should be up hopefully Monday. Life, children, work.
Yeah, pretty much.
Streams.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I'm still waiting for my cut because, you know, Leo got to get the 10% to pay me. You know what I mean?
I know. Straight up, man. I'm paying everybody out the wazoo. So you already know that.
And
the
then
budget
we got Figure Flex. We got Figure Flex.
We got
everybody
Figure
got to stay tuned for Figure Flex Friday. We got the announcements for Flex Wars.
Yeah, Flex Wars. We got that coming up this Friday. So I love it because it's interactive. You know, fans don't even have to be on the show, but they're on the show because they present their stuff. They tag Figure Flex Friday. It's a hit. Sometimes I'll actually see Cam flagging some stuff. I'm like, yo, Cam, just put a photo in it. Really? Okay. Well, you know, we got to acknowledge Cam. He's just trying to slide it in there. Now, here's the thing is, there aren't any rules. So even if you're part of a show, you can still be part of it, right?
Yep.
That's cheating. But okay, I guess we'll just let everybody slide and just do what they do.
When I say part of the show, which show you're talking about?
Like, all right, so we're disqualified because we're the hosts.
We're judging.
So we're judging, so we can't do it. But Cam, Focus, Kiko, and Ben, they can do it.
Yeah.
Easily. Ain't that some shit?
No.
Okay.
No. It's good to be the host sometimes. You know what I mean?
I know.
It's good to be the host. It's good
we
to
get
be
to
the
sit
judge
back
sometimes.
and watch them win.
Because here's the thing. I've always said this. I say it on your channel plenty of times. I say it on Six Go Mafia. I say it on Geeking Out. I say it on Maz. Specifically for me, I inspire to be inspired. And sometimes to be inspired, you need to sit back and enjoy the show.
Because I see some phenomenal work. And that's the thing. You got to give credit where credit is due.
So hold on. We going you added my name in there. But then Kiko's name was in there too, and I'm like,
oh, when you said Kiko,
I don't play to lose. Like I'm like, you got anybody else not that good that you want to put in there with me? Like,
y'all are crazy.
He has to watch out for me. I'm gonna be judging him hard.
I'm like, oh, Kiko gonna be there.
As soon as
I might be busy that day. Like,
Ben the Buffalo was like,
Cam was like, how?
I'm like, I need to go on Amazon and buy some equipment, and then maybe we can jump in there. Like, I'm just using my phone.
I don't got his camera.
Oh man, Kiko, see what you did, bro?
That's not my intention. That's not my intention. Okay, now I look at him going, okay, see?
It doesn't look the same.
That's not my intention. I want to inspire people and get people excited and get people to click. That's all that matters.
Man, that's wild. That is crazy. So you said that name. I was like,
no, but I had to say, because here's the thing.
Yeah.
You inspire to be inspired, and Kiko gets inspiration from other people. He's not going to tell you who right then and there on the spot unless you ask him. And here's the thing. if you're inspired by his shots, that should drive you to push.
It's motivation, bro. It's definitely motivation to do your stuff, do your thing, man.
You know
like,
what I'm
straight
saying?
up.
It's not to deteriorate you. It's to make sure you push forward. It's just like the Olympics, baby.
Yeah, it's such an inspiration to see other people's work, but then it reminds you that why we do this in the first place. That it goes beyond just collecting figures. Like we give these things life. You know what I mean? For what we do, we give it life, and it's just such a feeling. It's so gratifying, man. So I appreciate watching everybody's work and knowing that this community is about that. It's because when we get involved in that, then and nothing else outside of that matters. So definitely like that. Focus, my man, 16-figure focus. Again, if you haven't followed Loco Lou, IG, YouTube, crazy mofo, but his energy is infectious, and we love having him here, bro. I definitely love having this. So
hashtag you, for the love of collecting.
For the love of collecting. Hashtag that.
Hashtag porn.
Exactly. Same porn. Oh, yo, Focus, man. What's going on with you, brother? You know what? I can't help not doing this because your background is so clean. And I just want to give it, like, every time I do this from now on, I'm just going to give you like some theme music. Like, look how clean that is. This is
gotta focus on the focus.
I can't stop looking at the mic though. The mic is pure fire.
I know. Mesmerizing, man. It's mesmerizing.
Yeah, but what you got going on, man?
Michael Caine, my butler, is going to come in here and just see missed the spot earlier on. So that's number one. Right. So the YouTube channel at the moment. So if you haven't already checked it out, my content, if you go to YouTube, it's 16-figure focus, and I do some figure photography as well on Instagram. So that's at 16-figure focus as well. Now I'm going to take a leaf out of Kiko's book here, because one of the things I really admired about Kiko's channel is last year he was when he was making his content, he was saying he set a personal target for himself, and I'm very like that as well. I like to set smart targets for myself, and his target was to hit 2,021 subscribers in 2021. He went ahead and did that. I thought that was class. I am around 435, and I think now is around the time I'm becoming a target 500. I think that's a normal, realistic target. So if you want to follow me on YouTube and subscribe, but check out the content. If you don't like the content, obviously I don't want you to subscribe, but if you like the content, if you're into the kind of thing, if you get any sort of value, it's 16-figure focus on YouTube, and like I said, Instagram at 16-figure focus. I have one question for you, Lael.
Yes.
Would you object to 2 Irishmen being on Collector Lounge next week? Okay, now I'm going to call someone out. I'm calling someone out. So, Keith, I'm sick and tired of you in the chat there, and you're making your little one-liners, and you're saying that you went to buy beanies today. Keith's Irish. He's a 6-scale Padawan. He went to buy beanies today in Ireland, and he couldn't find them, and he was implying that I bought them all. So, Keith, if you want to be here next weekend or the weekend after, whenever suits you, we're throwing down the gauntlet. Get yourself a beanie, get yourself a flannel, and we'll make it work. You just let us know what date suits you. On. So you can say the one-liners on live with the rest of us, Keith. Yeah, he's a good lad. He's just look, like basically the majority of people are nearly, I'd say everyone in the chat, everyone on the panel, it's very, very positive here. And Keith is basically embodies that. Really nice fella. And he was very encouraging when I started the YouTube channel and Instagram. So yeah, man, Keith, if you're up for it, if you want to join us, crazy bunch here, so just let us know.
Come on, man. Keith, you got a space, and you got to jump on now that you made yourself visible. You already know you got to do it. Everybody, please follow 16-figure focus on IG and YouTube. Great content. And again, another co-host of this amazing show. I'm so glad to actually be here and have you here. Again, you guys out there, if you haven't already subscribe to the 16-Scale Man YouTube channel. Try to bring you some great content, positivity over here. We want to keep it as positive as possible, because that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, is pure positivity, and we all share love for what we love, which is these collectibles, these figures. We get a chance to share ideas. So I'm so happy to have everybody here, from us to you guys. And I said, everybody out in the chat, all the new members, everybody who continue to basically inspire this zone and this space. We love y'all. Again, tune in next week, same time, same channel. You know what it is. Collectors Lounge International. We do this for the love, and that's all it is. Love, zero negativity, all positive. So from us to you guys, everybody out there in the chat, thank you for actually coming on and being a part of this journey and being a part of what we try to do each week, week in and week out. It tires us, but yet we still do it because we do it for the love. So anyway, see you guys next week. I know you see your boy over here, Loco, flexing, but I'm not even paying it no mind because he flexes all the time. But anyway, we will see y'all again next Sunday. We love y'all. Peace out.